Hello, it should work now. Yeah, I forgot to turn on the RTX voice. Honestly, I don't even really need it, but I guess it's just nice, just in case there's like some extra background noise. Holy shit, the drama's already rolling in. What do I think about YouTube removing the dislike count? I honestly don't really feel like it's... I feel like it's almost definitely done for like a, you know, a higher purpose, you know, than whatever they've stated. Like, I feel like the dislike count has never really been like relevant at all. And I feel like I don't know, the excuse of like protecting creators is kind of weak, you know? Like, I feel like if you really were so bothered by the dislike count, you can kind of just like, you know, not look at it. Also, on top of that, if you're someone who's so like, quote unquote, like thin-skinned, that like, you know, a dislike count kind of like really fucks you up, then you're probably not gonna make it as a YouTube creator, right? Like, I feel like in order to become like a really successful YouTuber, you kind of have to be able to, I guess like tolerate's the best word to use. Like, you have to be able to tolerate people who like shit on you, regardless of like their reasons and like their motivations to do so, right? So yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's probably done to it's done to like stop companies from getting embarrassed that like when they post a shitty video on YouTube, or like the, what's it called, the Grubhub ad or something, and people like dislike the shit out of it. I feel like that's probably what they did it for. Figured if they made like more boring stream like on Instagram, more people would use YouTube. YouTube is really like the most popular like platform. Like, I don't know if there's like user numbers out there, but there's no way YouTube is concerned about their popularity. Like, YouTube is already extremely popular. Were you ever genuinely offended by a mean comment? Not really. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't know if I really have been like truly offended. The most that's ever happened I was just like confused about like why they would, or like what caused them to feel so polarized, or, you know, I don't know like what I've ever did, or like what impression I gave them that made them do that. That's what I like usually think about when someone tries to say something like really mean. I mean, the thing is that okay, I don't know if people even understand this. It's because it's kind of you're gonna have to like experience it yourself to really know. But like in a way, like when people insult you, it's like a reflection of themselves, right? Like insulting someone, you kind of have to like on the basis of insulting someone, you have to understand what makes you upset to insult someone else, right? So whenever like people just say like dumb shit, I just think about like, well, like what's so fucked up or like stupid about them that they think to say shit like that. Felt flattered by a mean comment. I don't know. I feel like the extent of like me being annoyed at comments these days is just like when people take what I say to the extreme, or like they don't understand what I'm saying, or yeah, like the biggest example of this is like when I post a video of like a bug or something, and like I explain how something works, and then people in the comments are like, oh, this must be why like an entirely different issue happens, and it's just like completely wrong. That's like as far as I get with like, you know, being annoyed at YouTube comments. Yeah, and there's also cases where like people who clearly haven't watched the whole video, or like they didn't listen to what I was saying, so then they just asked me questions I already answered in the video or something. Have you ever felt like buying a used computer? No, because I would rather just pay like a proper like hosting service to do it for me. Like, hosting it on your own is also just like risky, because your IP is going to get exposed and your router is going to get DDoS. Like, there's just no reason to take on that risk, right? How do I get video topics? In the past, it used to be just me playing TF2 and just paying attention to what's going on, and then I would just think about like, how does that really work? And then I feel like in TF2 there's a lot of things that, when you think about it a bit more, you realize that it's not as simple as it seems on the surface. But lately, obviously I'm at like a critical mass now, where like if I just, on like a newest video, I just post a comment saying like, hey, what do you guys want me to investigate? I'll have like a laundry list of like 500 things to do. That's because the average person doesn't know how software works. Yeah, that's true, but it's just especially weird when I say something in the video pretty explicitly and then they like they just come to like a completely opposite conclusion. Like, I don't know how that happens. YouTube comments are... Yeah. I mean, I learned to not take it too seriously, but, the question was about YouTube comments, so that's why I said that. What my experiences? You should check the FAQ doc in the description. I just did a bunch of programming in like high school and university, then yeah. Lately I've also like started editing. I used to have someone who helped me with doing like leak build edits, but recently I started doing it myself. But I'm not doing anything like extremely complex. I'm kind of just like copying and pasting shit around. This is a long video. Yeah, you don't get many of those from me, so you better be happy. New project of TF2 Source 2. Isn't that being made in Sandbox? So Sandbox has to release in the first place as well. I mean, I have like the same answer to every question about like another version of TF2. Like, I hope it goes well, but people aren't probably gonna use it because people don't want to migrate to it, or it will have like a mediocre player count. And I don't know, like the problem with like the other mods as well is that, no offense to them, like they obviously like work very hard on them and whatever, but there's nothing that really qualifies them to make a game, you know what I mean? Like I feel like eventually they're just gonna like do some like, I don't know, they're gonna make a mistake or like balance the game in a weird way that would just be like unfun. Like even Valve, for a company with like that much experience and like talent and whatever, like they still fuck up a lot. So hey Adam, hey Cloudy. If experimental is actually easy. Yeah, I'm not talking about like whether it's easy or not. I'm just saying that like I wouldn't want to deal with like the networking issues. Has anyone at Valve acknowledged your videos before? When I made that video about programmers that like really popped off, this one, I think there were like 1 or 2 Valve employees who like tweeted about it, and then I forgot what it was. I think it's also in that same in that same video. There's like someone who commented who claimed to be a Valve employee, but I replied to them and then they never replied back. So I don't know if it was like the real deal or anything. But otherwise, like I don't know. I'm not like, yeah, I'm not part of like some secret club who has special access to like Valve employees, and we like we like talking shit. That doesn't happen. People bending the rules for the worst. What's the origin of my name and the image of the cat? It's in the FAQ document in the stream description. Alright, I think that's enough talking. I started to stream today because I'm working on a video, and I need to... So there's like a source mod plugin on the server right now, on the TF2 server we use, that shows if someone has... How should I explain this? The thing is that you guys don't actually really need to know anything about this, because I just want you guys to play on the server. Like, just play TF2 as if like nothing's changed. But basically this plugin is going to show if someone has lagged and by how much they have lagged. Basically, like very basically. So if I... Oh, shit. I tabbed back into TF2 and it kicked me for being AFK. Alright, yeah, so there'll be like messages in chat, something like this, where like, oh, you skipped 20 command numbers. You guys don't have to know anything about what this means at all. But it's basically an indicator of like, oh, that you lag and how much did you lag. And it's a question, I can't really simulate lag myself, especially not in a way that's like organic or like natural, right? So the only way I can really see like how much people usually lag in a game or something like that is to just like stream and make you guys like try it out and see what happens. When was the first time you played TF2? Like 2009? Where's the server located? Is in Chicago. You've had to endure TF2 on Wi-Fi for years. Have you thought of making in-depth videos about TF Classic? I mean, not really. I don't know what's the point. There's also like a there's an unended amount of stuff I still need to talk about with TF2, so I don't really know if I would you know, go that way. All right, I'm gonna post the if you're already in the Discord for the server, you can see what I just posted. I posted the connect info there, and here you can join this to join the server. Actually, I'll make it more clear. Join this if you want to play. All right. I hope the server doesn't break. I usually don't just like post it like that. All right. I guess the stream has a bunch of new people. People in the Discord aren't there aren't that many there. What's the channel? Just join the Discord. Just click through all of them. You'll find it. Have you ever planned to make a video game? Honestly, no. Like once you like look into it a bit and you realize like how much effort and time and like there's just yo, what's up, speakers? You're one of like the few Twitch subs I have, right? But yeah, like once you like look into it and like you realize how much time and effort and like everything it takes, it's like it's like unbelievable how much you need to put into it to make a game that's like half decent, you know. And I don't have that kind of drive to do so. Like even if I never went into YouTube and did this like video editing stuff, and I was still doing like computer science from if I was still doing CS in like university and shit, I would just be making like, I don't know, like probably like websites or I don't know, shit like that. You know what I mean? Like games are so complicated. Actually, you know what? I think if I had to pick, I would probably eventually get into like machine learning because I think that's really interesting. But yeah, that's really about it. Games are really hard to make. Do we have enough people? All right, I'll wait for more people to join. TF2 isn't real. FAQ says the unrandomizer still. There's no cool wacky challenge. Oh, I should go check what the timestamp is actually. Dude, fuck. I really hate how there's this thing in Windows where like if you like move a window around, it like minimizes other shit. And I keep doing it by accident when I'm just trying to move stuff around. Alright. I need to find when I said what I said about what we're doing, so that I can make people just go there. Probably like here, right? You guys don't actually really need to know anything about this because I just want. Okay. Shows if someone has the stream today because I'm. Alright. I think that's enough talking. Alright. Wait, there's no timestamp. Oh wait, it's like 5:18. All right. That was 5 minutes and 18 seconds ago. Oh, wait, I see what you mean. Does it does it keep changing? Oh god, I gotta change it quick, or else in a loop. 5. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, well this is bullshit. Oh no. All right, I'll just say this. Nothing wacky. Just playing normal TF2. All right. Hamster won't be available until the. Dude, like, YouTube could really take advantage of that feature if they just made it like consistent. Like, cause the timestamps aren't like, cause the video always starts at 0, right? How could there not be timestamps if they let us rewind? That's so stupid. Oh my god. All right. Let's just start in bad water. Software called that can disable that problem. Oh shit. Yeah, I've heard of that software. I know what it is, but I didn't think they had something like that. All right, I'm gonna actually, yeah, I'm gonna write it down on a list. Then that's really important. I need to fix that shit. All right. Gaben is spectating. I hope he is. Okay, good. Yeah, if he isn't, then the server explodes. Is this Risk of Rain 2 music? Yeah. I'm just putting on some random playlists, honestly. You can also set your file browser to dark mode. It's okay, I don't need it. Damn, I'm actually impressed we got like a full server today. Like, usually we do get full servers, but I wasn't sure if just like randomly streaming, everyone would show up. Dark mode is the biggest meme anyone's ever come up with. I mean, I don't know if that's true. Like, dark mode has its uses, but you know, it's all up to preference. That's basically it. Like, it's fine if you know, want to use it, and it's also okay if people don't want to use it, right? Interesting. We're already getting messages about people like skipping numbers. Oh, he just joined, so that's fine. Aimbot's already in the server, I think. Interesting. Coping because light mode is bad? If light mode was bad, why would I just use dark mode, Neil? Your shit talk doesn't even make any sense. Dude, I don't know where this guy is going. It would be nice if people playing had good net conflicts as opposed to shy default ones. Well, no, that doesn't matter. That just means it's reflective of like the average person's experience, you know? Oh, I realized why my game is lagging. I need to turn off OBS preview. Alright, I'm good now. Yeah, this shoe is way better. What's the rarest item I have? Probably none of them, honestly. Oh, actually, I guess like the Cheater's Lament. I've never cared about like collecting items, honestly. The funny thing is that I actually used the idling program for a bit, and they never caught me. Yeah, but I have like really basic shit. I don't do anything. I don't really care about like buying items. Delete it now? Why? What for? For the content? I'm not even a streamer. Like, if I delete it, no one's gonna care. The only person I hurt is myself. I'm trading? No, I'm not trading anything. He's wrangling a level 1. Or is on a mini sentry? It's a mini. Hey Matthew Link. cheater? Yeah, I outsmarted Gabe Newell and Robin Walker. Do you real using your source acknowledge to get better at game? I think I vaguely understand what you're trying to say, but honestly, no. Most of the things I cover don't really like have any practical use, which is like how I you know, how I don't feel bad for publishing what I do, because like I don't want to be like an exploiter, right? Like I'm not trying to be Dalpy too. So the way I don't feel guilty about publishing things is to make sure that they're mostly useless information. That's just like fun to know, but it doesn't change anything with how you play. Like the key to watching my channel is to realize that like anything I ever release, just keep playing TF2 the way you usually did. Oh, he's dead. Let's see, did anyone lag? Yeah, it's interesting. It's actually pretty rare that it happens. Like, it only really says something when someone joins. Oh, someone just skipped. Interesting. I'll have to check the STP to see what people are doing. How dare I say this is boring? I was debating if I should put exclamation mark boring in the title, but you should try my command. It's basically it's a command that basically explains that, like, you know, it's about like a mental like expectation thing, not really about the stream itself. This like it just means that like I'm not really like trying to entertain you guys. This is really just like I'm trying to collect data for something. Oh god, I need to use my stickies. Does their team have too many medics? I feel like their team doesn't have anyone who's actually like fighting us, but they're all staying alive for a long time at least, I guess. Is this a plugin for tracking crit hackers? Alright, the super TLDR is that the next video is about fake crits, right? And the way you get fake crits is basically by like lagging and then the server not being able to update you on certain important like numbers and like variables, right? So this test, I'm gonna see like how often you actually lag and like how much people lag by, and then it gives me like an idea. I can show, you know, like you the viewer when I make the video, like how often that actually happens in like a real game, and like, you know, if it is actually that rare, or you know, stuff like that. You know, just like a gauge of like, you know, the frequency of it. Because I don't know, right? Like, none of us really know. But I feel like it was like important to like show like a gauge of like how it how networking goes organically. Because there's no like benchmarks or like standards or like anything to assume off of, right? Boring just means it's a stream about drilling. True. Is there any ping lag or any kind of stuttering like due to that computer? Yeah, if you go in your options and you like change your resolution to like 4K or something, then yeah, your game's gonna lag and like drop a bunch of packets. That's like, yeah. It's basically like any time your computer just like fails to send server info, and then it'll tell you like, hey, you skipped some bits. So far, nobody has like a catastrophic fucking like packet loss, right? Like, everyone's only had like, you know, like 1 or 2 or like 5 or 4, which is like pretty okay. It's like whatever. I'm not sure what my team is doing. I don't want to push in by myself because I'm just gonna feed it. One guy had 9,500. What do you mean? People get high numbers, yeah, when they first join, but that doesn't matter. That's just like your client connecting and syncing with the server's clock, basically. That won't be anything I take into account for like the final video. The only thing that really matters is like when you're actually in the game and playing, and like what kind of skipping numbers you get afterwards. Scramble teams. Okay, sure. How many times have you been kicked because they thought I'm hacking? Never. Because I just played like Soldier and Demo and like Scout or something. Or Engineer or... Yeah, I don't really ever play any like classes like Sniper. That would make people want to kick me. Vaccinator is borderline overpowered. Yeah, I would say like the holy trinity of like OP tier 2 weapons is like the Wrangler, the Rescue Ranger, and the Vaccinator. Those are the 3 weapons that I feel like could be basically like universally agreed to be like a little overtuned, and they could use like some adjusting. Your message has been removed. I already turned the YouTube like auto comment moderation pretty like basically as minimum as it goes, so you must have said something really weird. When you are in window mode and you drag the window as far as the game. I don't actually know if that's true, but that's a good suggestion. I should write that down. I should check what happens if I do that. But I don't know. I don't really consider that like, I don't know. I'm not sure if I would talk about that in the video though, because the context of what I'm doing this for is to basically explain like how often you actually would drop packets and stuff like that. And if you're like going out of your way to like drop packets, then it doesn't like really like make sense, right? Can you do a video on physics? That honestly almost sounds like a fucking satirical comment because that's such a massive topic. Do a video on physics. No, but I've seen the video you're talking about. Someone like linked it in a comment to like the newest video or something. I will add it to the. I think I have already added it to the list. I'll yeah, investigate it eventually. Leftover code from Gabe or leftover code from Quake. I could, but it's kind of hard to. It'll be hard to make that video honestly because like I feel like there's probably actually like a ton, but they're all like super low level code and it'll be kind of boring to talk about. I don't know. It might be interesting though. Yeah. I have heard that video suggestion though, so I might end up doing it. I haven't really looked into it, so honestly, I'm kind of just like speculating. It could be a good video and it could be bad. Crash, that's not what I meant. Yeah, what you're saying is valid. That means that like I don't know, he was like changing his video settings or something, and he like skipped a bunch. I was just saying that like the one that gets like the number that gets reported when you first join is the one you ignore because it's just like, you know, your client like joining and like syncing up the server clock doesn't mean anything. If you do the move window thing while mid-air, you will freeze mid-air like you're lagging even in servers. Okay, cool. That does mean you have to play in windowed mode though, which kind of sucks. You did a bind earlier that caused 42k skips. I mean, yeah, if you deliberately induce it, then yeah, you can make it. You can make it do that. You can like chain like 10 HUD reload scheme commands together and like drop like a bunch of packets. But as I said, that's not like the point of the that's not the point of this play session. I just want to see how often it happens in like organic, like natural gameplay. Because obviously I haven't like played the game just like staring at like a network monitor or something, right? So like this is interesting to know that like we're all playing and like everything's fine. Like no one's even like dropped anything for a while, and that's like new knowledge, you know. It's hard to really know, right? Like if I spawned like 20 bots, I don't know if that's I don't know if that's like realistic or organic or whatever, right? So literally the only way to like make sure what I'm seeing or like what I gather is true is to just have an actual server of 20 people, right? Nice day today. Yeah, it's quite sunny outside. Sorry about spamming. No, you're good. Have I traveled to another country? Yeah. Does watching the stream affect packet losses? When I was testing this on my own, watching a stream didn't really change anything. I mean, you could join the server and literally try it yourself, and then see if anything comes out in chat. But I would, from what I gathered, it's only really like sudden spikes in network activity that like fuck you up, you know. Nice, someone skipped 45 numbers. I guess actually it depends on how good your computer is actually. Yeah. That's more accurate to say. Like watching a stream could be too much for a laptop to handle, but if I did it on my PC it would have been fun, you know. It's just yeah, it seems to be about network bandwidth now that I think about it. I hope that was like I hope what I said was like coherent and you could like follow what I was trying to say. But as you might understand, I'm literally like investigating this, and I haven't thought through everything I want to say. Sandman Scouts want Sandman is sponsored to make more skips. If it's about FPS lag, then you would probably be better off doing like the air blast thing, where you like make it spam air blast with the glitch. What's your favorite video you've made? I feel like I want to default to whatever the newest video is, because I always like that's like the most like that's like the most I've what's it called? Like each time you make a video, it's like a culmination of what you've learned and like all the skills you've developed as a person, right? So like the newest video is always the one that's like most technically impressive and like the most mature and like well created, right? So then like a video I did in the past, if I compare it today to today, it's gonna be like slightly worse, right? I can tell like the I can tell where I've not been as good with like design or like spacing or you know like information presentation. Yeah, so I would say like whatever the newest one, it's like I would say it's always like the best one because I just like that's like me at my peak, right? Whatever the newest is. But I think from the topic standpoint, I think the disguise one about like blocking bullets is pretty stupid. That's probably like the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And I still think it's really stupid. I don't know if I've ever yeah, I don't know if there's any other bugs as stupid as that. Like it's just completely like unnecessary and stupid. And just weird. Oh, I played GTA Remastered. I played like I played Vice City and San Andreas as a kid. And I also played like GTA 4 a little bit. But honestly, I'm not that interested in single player games. I can, you know, just play TF2 and kill people. Kind of hard to want to play anything else. Would I use to make your plugins? Well, I'm not the one who makes them. I don't know how to make source mod plugins, to be honest. But I asked someone to help me with it. And yeah, the plugins are made in source mod. Score shot was winning 66% to 21% ranked. That's the fallacy, or that's like the misconception of democracy. Like when you make a poll like that, you just average out to like you just find the answer that like the average Joe believes is the answer, right? But you don't get the quote unquote the right or like the best, most objective answer, right? It just means that most like the score shot is something that most people can agree is annoying. Like the most amount of people can agree is kind of annoying. I'm not sure how else to like explain that, but I hope you get what I mean. Someone's asking how do I skip? Oh, there's a heavy here. How did he not kill me? But honestly, like, evaluating what's OP in TF2 is also, like, kind of impossible. Because, like, there's just, like, way too many variables to try and, like, isolate for, you know what I mean? Like, there's too many people in a server, and, like, how do you assume what the skill level of your players are? And, like, how do you assume, like, how people react to it, and, like, how much they're capable of, you know what I mean? Like, there's just, like, too many things to account for that. It's not really something you can, I don't really know if it's something you can really, make a judgment on, you know? I guess, like, the closest you can get to that is if, Valve released, like, weapon statistics. And then we can compare, like, how many kills they get or something like that. Like, across all servers possible, but... there's still, like, so many, like... variables to that too, you know? There's still something like asterisk. Because, like, what if Wrangler just disproportionately punishes, like, noob and, like, shitty players? And then, they end up, like, feeding the kill count on the Wrangler compared to, like, I don't know, like the sniper rifle or... Oh no, that's not a good example. Yeah, I don't know, like, some other weapon. Like, it's just, like, impossible to really, like, get a good answer. That's what I'm trying to say. I challenge you to play Demo Knight? I'm gonna say no, because I don't have fun playing that class. Why is my name AA? Well, I wanted to alias, so I changed my name to A because it's, you know, the first letter of the alphabet. And then there's like some community servers that like don't let you have like a single letter name for some reason, so it evolved into AA, and that's basically it. Rainbow Six would be the ideal way to analyze aggregate statistics from high-ranked matchmaking games. Yeah, but there's no such thing as like rank and all this other stuff in TF2, right? So that's what makes it even like weirder to to evaluate. Like everyone has so many like different expectations of like what the TF2 experience is, or like what the average server is, and all this other stuff. Server dead? Yeah, I guess the server died. It's gonna come back though, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, like there's so many different ways you can like think about it. Like for example, like, oh, do you make it like 12v12 of like the best players ever, or do you make it like 12v12 of like, you know, good to average players, so it's like representative of like a real pub, and you know, all these other things. Who murdered server? Is TF2 your favorite game, or do you like any other games more? I think TF2 is... I don't know how confident I can be in saying this, but I feel like TF2 is honestly probably close to like the peak of like FPS game design, you know? Like whenever I play other games like what was it? Like Apex or what, you know, like any other like FPS game. It just feels like there's like something missing, you know? Like I just wish whenever I play Apex, I just wish it was like they just copy TF2, just put like payload in the game and all this other shit. Like I don't know, you know what I mean? Like whenever I play a game besides TF2, it's always just like I wish it was like similar to TF2 in this way or whatever. Why is my loading screen just cyan? Because that's just how the HUD is. I don't know, man. What's my favorite melee set? I don't know, dude. I've watched. Oh, actually, that's kind of easy. Actually, I would say the most recent summit where Mango beat Zing. That was actually insane. Fresh cut. No, the current situation is the exact polar opposite of a fresh cut. I need to get a haircut so badly. Like my hair is so long, it's actually annoying as fuck. But I've just been like, you know, working on videos and shit. Battle Royale with TF2 weapons. On that note, I actually think Battle Royale is a really shitty like game design or whatever mode and like whatever you would call it, a genre. Like every time I play Battle Royale, it's just like so boring, it's so annoying. I really do not understand like how people have like continued to enjoy and play like, you know, Warzone or like Fortnite or like whatever, you know. It's just such a boring genre in my opinion. Like I just hate how like it feels so tedious, you know. Looting for 20 minutes and getting shot in the back of the head. There's this clip I saw of like some Apex streamer who like dropped and couldn't find a gun for like 10 minutes or something. You guys probably know what it is, right? There's probably someone in here who knows what I'm talking about. Also, I really like, unless you're like a master of every gun, I also feel like it's just kind of annoying being forced to use weapons you don't like, right? Like when you drop in Apex and you get like one of those like weird energy weapons I have to charge for like 10 years to shoot anyone with, and you just die because you have a shit gun. And I just don't understand how anyone like. I just don't understand how you drop in BR, you get like a shit gun, you die, and then you come out of it saying like, "Wow, that was a great experience and that was so much fun." Like it's just like the worst kind of randomization in a game, you know? Like losing because like you found a shit gun is just so awful. It's actually just like such a tragic experience. I just don't understand how people tolerate it so much. Would you work for a single player? Maybe. Easy excuse for when you die? I don't know. I'd rather I die because like someone outplayed me than like, you know, I didn't find like enough guns or like I didn't find enough ammo or like I didn't get the attachment I needed or like, you know, I didn't get like the extended mag. Like I can understand like if someone precisely or specifically likes the game experience to be like that, and that's fine. That's just like different opinions and tastes. But I just can't enjoy it. Do some BR games have static loadouts, lack of resource RNG? I don't know, honestly. Whenever a game comes out as BR, I just kind of ignore it. And I don't really think about it. I don't care about it. The fuck hit me? I got body shot, but I don't know from where. Do you have any coding or development background? You should check the FAQ in the livestream description. Escape from Tarkov? I've heard of it. I've seen a bit of it on live streams or something before like playing it, but I don't really understand that game, to be honest. I vaguely understand the idea of Tarkov, where it's like you have to drop in and then you have to like collect shit and then you have to like extract or something. But I don't really know much more than that. Who introduced you to TF2? When I was like a kid, I used to frequent this like Smash fan forum, like a forum dedicated to like Smash fans. And then in like the off-topic section, people were like talking about TF2. So I like looked into it, and then the rest is history. Am I the real Shonen? I guess you can't really rule out if I must be some next level AI, huh? Maybe the real Shonik is still like asleep. And I'm just an AI here to collect data for him. Have I played Risk of Rain 2? I bought it because a friend wanted to play it, and then we played it once and we never played it. And then on my own, I'm not really that into Risk of Rain, so I played it for like, I don't know, like something like 4 hours total, and I haven't like opened it again. Tarkov is kind of frustrating. I see. Their team isn't pushing. They're very scared. I can't do anything about that spy. Did you ever play Deep Rock Galactic? I bought it for friends and then I played it a little bit. It's the same story with Risk of Rain. It's just a friend game that I bought, and then I haven't really played it. I heard there was like an update and whatever, but then yeah, I don't know. The stars have to align, where like a group of 4 of my friends or a group of 3 of my friends want to play Dirk or Deep Rock, and then I'll play it. Otherwise, I'm not really that interested in playing it by myself. But I mean, the few times I've played it, it does seem pretty fun. SMGs and SMG munitions mechanics. Hey, Sethead. Someone called you a racist because you said Demo is your least played character? I mean, it sounds like it's a joke. I don't think they were serious. Hey, Diggity. What kind of music do I listen to? I think my music taste has been shaped by like 2015, like 2013 EDM. That's what I usually listen to. Or, you know, like something around there. Why is someone on our team defending this? I think everyone on our team is behind the gate. God damn it. Do I die if I drop down here? Alright, I wouldn't have died. This soldier's having a lot of trouble with his Uber. Because he had a straight OC? Oh. I mean, I'm assuming you guys are like talking about like Twitter or something. I feel like Anything that happens on Twitter, you just write it off as like a, you know, like I was a mental asylum patient. Zero concept on the electronic music. I know a thing or talk. I don't know, dude. Honestly, music genre classification and shit. It's like completely beyond me. I don't know what's happening with it. I see Ubering the other. I just like I just let Spotify recommend shit to me. Fuck. Do you used to play any HLDM or no? TF2 is like the only game I've ever really played in my life. I just played TF2 for a long time. If you're asking this to understand, like, oh, how's he like rolling these kids? Jojo's currently in the same stage that 2013 Tumblr was. Honestly, I think we should just take what we can get. You know what I mean? Like, in some ways, it could be even worse than this, right? Like, what if I don't know, like Reddit was invested with 2013 Tumblr, you know? Like, I feel like it's I don't know, it's kind of okay. Like, it's a good compromise that Twitter's like the containment social media for those kind of people. Fuck. You still play Quake today? Cool. TF2 killed gaming with the microtransactions trend. I feel like if it wasn't TF2, it would have been done eventually. Because TF2 is not even the one that quote-unquote created microtransactions. It started with like Asian MMOs and like I feel like the most popular example is probably like MapleStory. That's when it got like, you know, more popular and stuff. And then it became like more common in Western games. The problem is not really about like game developers themselves, it's about like the economics of games. Like if developers didn't have to use microtransactions, they wouldn't, but it's like it's almost like they have to, you know? Like, it's just because games are like so expensive to make. And like, if you make a game and it like falls apart or like, you know, it like doesn't do it very well, you've just like wasted like a shit ton of money, right? Because like games are so expensive to make. And you need to like hire so many people and whatever. Like there's absolutely like no chance I can give you like a very comprehensive overview of, you know, what I'm trying to say, but like if you can like generally get what I'm saying, then, you know, you should like look it up and try and read into it. The TLDR is that like game economics is extremely fucked, and like microtransactions are kind of like the lesser evil that we kind of have to tolerate right now. Do I still play MapleStory? I've never played MapleStory. I'm just saying, like, I know. Well, actually, I know MapleStory and like Asian MMOs were like what started it because I had this university class that allowed us to like write about anything we wanted as like an essay. So I chose it was like write about like something that like society should be more aware of or something like that. So I wrote about like loot boxes and like problematic like gambling exposed to like young children. And part of that paper I wrote about, or I looked into where gambling in video games like loot boxes allegedly came from. So that's why I know that. Lesser evil compared to what? I don't know, it's up to your imagination. I actually don't really have an example I can give you, but like, I don't know, something like a monthly subscription to, I mean, that's kind of really something that's in there. I guess, like, I don't know, like, really predatory, like, pay-to-win shit, or, I don't know, like, gacha games, I guess. I'm actually not sure how much worse it can get. But I feel like it's just because, like, it's a limit of my imagination. Like, I'm pretty sure there's, like, other things you can do. You meant unnecessary evil? I mean, I mean that as well as it's, like, one of the least bad options we have. Opinion on the Souls-like genre? seems like a series of pretty solid games, and like people have liked most of the Souls games, so that's good. I mean, I feel like it's nice that there's like a market for like, you know, more difficult games. Feels like for the longest time, games have always just been about like simplifying itself to appeal to like a wider market, and you know, like a game about like what the fuck, like a game about trying to like coerce you into like giving them money and shit. Like the craziest thing to me was like I don't know if you play mobile games, and like there was a time where I went to like visit my sibling in Asia, my older brother, and then I was like bored, and he let me play this like mobile game on his phone, and what they do is they make you like you can only play a certain amount of times during the day, and then you have to like pay to play more, which I thought was like crazy. And I thought that's just like you know, kind of fucked. Like I can't believe it works, but yeah, I never thought they would do shit like that. Gacha games are a worse version of loot boxes. Yeah, so I guess you can argue that that's the what's it called? That's the even worse version of gaming that we should be thankful we're not at yet. Like if every game eventually became like a gacha game, that'd be kind of shit. You don't mind watching ads if it allows you to play for free? Oh yeah, that's also true. Actually, it's actually incredible that like those like sports game players like haven't like gotten tired of like having to watch ads in the game they played for. Like actually it's so stupid. And like what was it, like NBA 2K or something? Where you have to like watch ads in between like gameplays. Just like so bad. But I'm not sure if I don't know, I wonder if it's only like a matter of time, because like games only like increasingly get more difficult to make and like more complicated to make as time progresses, right? So like eventually developers are gonna have to keep like finding ways to generate more revenue. Besides like microtransactions, if that ends up being like not enough to support the game. Oh shit. Oh, I have nothing. It's possible to make games. Oh, yeah, it's always possible to do something without it, but it's just like harder. And you know, sometimes when you have like 2 children to feed and a wife to support, then it's harder to be like, I'm gonna stand by my moral principles. I just want my family not to die, you know? Like, that's honestly also like understandable position to take, right? Like, yeah, I don't have anything else to say, but yeah, there's definitely like, you know, gray areas to it. Graphics are important. I actually really agree with that. I find it really disappointing that like, I think the most disappointing thing about the games industry is that it feels like for like the last 10 years, all we've ever done is like improve graphics. And the question is always just like, yeah, but what about like the video game I'm playing? But I feel like that might also be because like the demographic, like the target demographic of like games is like shifting to just like unironically like normies who just like play games like to chill and like have fun and whatever, then like the gameplay itself, so to speak, you know? Like it kind of explains why there's like a subset of games that are kind of just like a quote-unquote like cinematic experience, right? Where you just play it just to like it's like an interactive movie and you're happy with that. Yeah, kind of disappointing that like you know the target demographic is like not the people who actually want to play video games. Where else can it improve? I think like AI is like a ton of space to improve. And like I think there's like tech right now about improving what's it called, like voice synthesizing. There's like some very impressive technology with like machine learning, like quote unquote like deep fake voices, where you just write text and then it generates like a very passable like voice to like narrate that, right? And I feel like that's such a like an amazing like innovation you can have in the game. So then like every line of dialogue in the game ever is just it's like narrated by like someone. Like there's like a voice to it, but you don't need to have 500 hours in like the studio to record all of them, you know. And I mean, I don't know, there's like a bunch of other shit you can do, you know. Like I feel like there's a lot of untapped potential and like what Minecraft wanted to be in the past, but like more advanced, you know. Like if another game like Minecraft came out, but it was actually like it actually tried to achieve the like lofty promise of like completely unique worlds every time, or like a new experience and whatever. Like I feel like currently roguelikes randomize things very like superficially, right? It's just like, oh, like the dungeon layout is a bit different or whatever. And like I feel like there's room to do something more complicated that's like more interesting. Fuck. Add for a realistic TTS voice. I see. How about making an actually functioning massive PvP failed? New tech might be feasible. Yeah, maybe. Like it's like CBT on a safe word. Thanks for buying a Tesla yesterday. Yeah, there's always gonna be like the uncanny valley phase of tech when it first like becomes developed or it's being developed and whatever. But hopefully eventually it'll be like kind of indistinguishable. I mean that's like a whole nother issue of its own about like security and whatever, but if we just talk about the tech, then yeah, eventually it should be pretty good and like you wouldn't be able to tell. Oh, alright. AI generated stories quests. Yeah. I feel like that'd be like really interesting. We don't want truly random stuff. Yeah. That's not what I was trying to say either though, if it came across that way. I was just saying that like, the randomness or whatever can or I'm just saying that like there's like a lot of room for tech in video games to improve. He took the big health pack. Alright. Isn't Rouge a Sonic character? What the fuck is going on? You guys are so high. We're talking about like roguelike video games. You guys are talking about fucking Sonic characters? What the fuck? Rouge is also a shade of red. I remember when I remember in the earlier days of the internet when everyone was just like children, people would keep like misspelling, or like people would keep having their username is like rude when they wanted to be rogue. People would like keep making fun of them. Dream game that you want fully. Oh yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, like so like with AI generated voices and stuff. I feel like that would be like really good to have a game that truly like reacts to your choices and like whatever, you know? Like the perfect sociopath sim game. Where like they don't have to, you know, record thousands of hours of voice acting work. When you can just have like a massive fucking tree of like decisions and branches and stuff. That'll be like very cool. How come we can't push? We're like destroying them, I feel like. Dude, he's so low. Alright, I got him. Dude, what the fuck? This guy doesn't die. Where is he? Okay. Any chance I might play Minecraft or Foxhole? Then impressive you'd assume I know what Foxhole is, but I actually know what that is. Foxhole, I remember, I mean... You must have been watching Summit, huh? Foxhole I feel like is like an interesting game in concept, but I don't like how long it takes. Like, it's kind of cool that like, oh wow, it's like really persistent and like endless war and whatever. But I feel like at some point it's too persistent and too endless, you know? Like, it's just... Like, it's just too much work. Like, I just don't... It feels like you're not playing a game, you're playing like you're like actually in a war, and it's like serious, and it's not as... I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like... It's hard to play a game without... I feel like actually the hardest part is like trying to figure out if what you're doing even like works or doesn't work, you know what I mean? Like, everything moves so slowly that like your individual actions like mean nothing. And I feel like that would be something I would struggle with. Like, I would feel like it would be difficult to play that game without more instant feedback. Streaming Foxhole would actually be fun. Well, I've never played it, but also seeing other people stream it doesn't seem like a game good for streaming. But I've played Minecraft on stream before. I don't really play Minecraft on my own. Like, I'm not interested in Minecraft as like an individual. But I wouldn't mind playing Minecraft on stream just for fun. I mean, I haven't had like opportunities to do so, but you know, if someday I felt like just like talking to you guys, I could play Minecraft. That's not that crazy of a request. What is our team doing? Guys, we need to win. Stop losing. Right now. Undertale question mark? I don't know what you're asking. But I guess you mean like if I would ever play it? I've watched streamers play it, so I don't think my my streaming of Undertale would be very entertaining, because it would just be like, oh, I've seen this before. You know, it wouldn't be like a... You know... It wouldn't give you like the reaction you're looking for, I don't think. Or like the experience. I've also watched someone play Deltarune, so... There's like... I don't know. There's nothing... There wouldn't be anything new to me anymore. But they are good games, I would agree. Like, me playing Undertale and Deltarune just be me bored and like reading through all the dialogue. And then like that's really it. Just like reading it aloud and like ruining my voice. Do I read any manga? No. I don't really. The only thing I really watch is like YouTube and Twitch. If I watch anything, like I haven't watched a movie or a TV show or like an anime or a manga in like forever. But it's not because like I hate it or some reason like that. I just think they take up too much time. So I end up like not like it's like how you don't want to start a school project because you're like, oh, it's gonna take so long, it's so much work. It's hard for me to like start watching a movie or like a TV show because I'm like, oh, if I can invest, I'm gonna have to like watch the whole season. It's gonna like take so long and whatever. And it's hard to agree to like sit down for like half an hour and not do anything when I could like work on a video or something, right? So that's why I don't really watch or like engage in that kind of stuff. Oh, the Uber, what the fuck? How does this guy have so much health? Holy shit. That guy has been burned alive for like 20 straight seconds and he's still living. No, the spy fucked me up. I would have killed him. I would have killed that sniper for sure. You've gotten a Twitter sphere vibe from whatever, maybe because the crowd has latched onto it. What do you mean by Twitter sphere? You're saying that like Undertale or like Deltarune fans are all Twitter users? A game called Distance? No, I haven't heard of it. Do I enjoy turn-based? Oh, speaking of turn-based, I've been playing Super Auto Pads. That game is actually pretty fun. Actually, I want to play Barn Blitz first. Commitment while YouTube and Twitch can be picked up and dropped easily? Yeah. Huge thing designed for Twitter to overreact and heap praise over? Maybe. 4 hours of watching YouTube can be used to watch 2 movies instead, so I started exploring other media. That is true, but I also feel like movies and all of that stuff is like really stale, you know? Like after getting into like YouTube and Twitch, it feels like when I watch a movie, it feels like I don't know, it's kind of weird to describe it. It feels like weird that it's very like impersonal, you know? Like I feel like the great part about YouTube and Twitch is that like you know who the person who made it is and like you know like the message they want to deliver to it and I don't know, this is hard to describe. But I just feel like I would rather watch like a Twitch stream for like 2 hours than like a movie because it just feels like more personal, more fun, more like authentic, I guess. Watching a movie feels like so disconnected in like some weird way. What do you think is the most obscure game I play? Hey Jacob, thanks for your $1. I don't know, let me check my Steam library. I don't think I play really any obscure games, honestly. I really just played like TF2. There's probably like a bunch of like obscure things I'm into that people like in this chat wouldn't empathize with. But yeah, I wouldn't really play TF2. I guess like the most obscure would be like Super Autopads, but then like that's been getting like popularized by like a bunch of Twitch streamers. So I don't really think it's that, you know. Yeah, it's not weird or special. Did I try Overwatch at all? Yeah, I played it for like about a year. And then yeah. I stopped playing it because it was getting kind of repetitive. Hey, encoding. Media has become so much more interactive. Grab a movie and TV where you had zero interaction with the creator. You're more comfortable watching movies. Yeah, I suppose. I feel like the cool thing about Twitch is that like, and YouTube is that like, you know, the guy saying what he's saying, like you know they mean it, right? And it's like for real and whatever. Yeah, it feels more personal. There's definitely like a, you know, a time and place for like movies and etc. Like they definitely fill like a specific role, but like I don't know. Like for example, like I feel like if there's like a documentary on like I don't know, like Chernobyl or something, I would rather like watch a YouTube video about it. It feels like there's actually no. I think the better way to describe it is that it feels like there's like less layers of like separation between you and the maker, you know. And I think that's like what feels different and what I like more about like more amateur media. Make coordinate presentation. Okay. Professional stuff always does. Yeah, I feel like actually also like for example, if there's like a movie that was like espousing the values of like I don't know, like family or something, then seeing it like expressed to me in a movie feels a lot more fake than like if a YouTuber made like a video about like, oh, why I love my family or something. You know what I mean? I feel like I can take it more seriously, I guess, or I can there's like more stock to it. Is it cool though? I personally would feel exhausted if every piece of media was connected to some kind of social experience. Talking to people all day. I guess that's fair. This, I mean, it's probably like a social or like a personality quirk of mine. Well, first of all, I don't like chat or like I don't engage with like YouTube or like Twitch streams I watch, right? Like I don't chat with them. I don't post comments. It's more about like the content itself, you know? Like on like a Twitch stream, I enjoy like watching like seeing the guy who's actually playing the game and like you know, it's like there's like I know it's like him just streaming and there's like no other like nothing else in between and it's like real, I guess. And it's like authentic. Again, the thing I said about like personality quirk, I don't like I don't like talk to people very often, honestly. Like I don't socialize a lot. And it's like a weird way where like my brain feels satisfied. Like having like yeah, this is so weird to describe. Like watching like Twitch streams and YouTube streams makes me feel like I socialize even though I didn't, and it like satisfies my mind. You know, does that make any sense? Like I don't actually want to socialize and talk to people, but it feels weird to feel like you're like stuck in like a bubble by yourself and you're just like you haven't seen anyone for like 10 years or something, right? So then like watching a Twitch stream and like a YouTube video kind of like substitutes that. So then you don't like go crazy feeling like you're on an island by yourself. Parasocial? Shit! I'm being called out for being a parasocial watcher. Well, I don't do anything to like interact with them. I don't like donate or like say anything or whatever. I just like silently lurk. Turns out I'm a gamer. I mean, I don't know. I spend so much time like just like making videos and stuff. I feel like it shouldn't be that surprising that I don't like I don't know, I don't bother like using my time for many other things. Having a surrogate friend and he decided to tell you something. Yeah, something like that. It's like being a fly on the wall of like a cool guy that you like enjoy listening to or like watching them do things. First time here, how am I doing? I'm good. Normally you assume content creators are social people. I feel like that would be true in like legacy media, but I feel like with like YouTube and Twitch, I feel like Twitch especially, like everyone on Twitch is kind of like a shut-in. And that's why they started streaming in the first place, because it's like a way to express themselves without like having to go into the dangerous world, so to speak. Feels like a strong term. Yeah, I get what you mean. It seems like it has a lot of other connotations to it, but it's kind of it's a pretty accurate way to describe it, I think. If there's like a way to say it that didn't sound as serious. Read this for literally no game. Alright, I've done it. Was that a spy scout? Did he like cloak? Damn. Super crowded stream and tolerable channels or something that doesn't feel personal. I mean, yeah, I mean, it depends on the person. I kind of don't empathize with that. Like, I still enjoy like watching XQC or you know whatever like big streamers are like Soda Popping or whatever. But I've never been the kind of person to want to like interact with them. So yeah, I think in that regard, it doesn't like really change what I feel about them. You don't need to directly interact with someone to have a parasocial relationship. I also don't think it's bad to have parasocial relationships. Only bad if that's your only social outlet. Yeah, fair enough. I think honestly the biggest thing for me is that like I don't really like to I feel like such a psychopath saying shit like this. Like I don't like having friends because I don't like having to like engage with like the upkeep of friends, you know what I mean? So then like having like a Twitch stream and I can watch and kind of have like a half friend is actually pretty ideal for me, you know? And like for the few people that I don't mind interacting with and like you know like dealing with on like a day-to-day basis, then like I'm cool, you know, I'll have those people as friends. But like I don't like having to like, you know, talk to people all the time. Someone just posted a question mark, so I don't know if what I said makes any sense. Benefit of having a friend without having to give anything back. Yeah. No, he has a short circuit! This is your fault, Uncle Dane. If this teleporter doesn't go down, it's your fault. Alright? We can save him. We can excuse him from being escorted to the gulag for now. Yeah, I understand what you mean, Crash. If like your intent is to like interact with the streamer. I feel like, I don't know, it's just a different kind of interaction though. With like higher Twitch streams, people start spamming emotes and it's like a crowd. And I feel like that kind of interaction is like, or it's like a different kind of interaction, you know? Like, it's more like sitting in a stadium, spectating like a football match together, you know what I mean? It just turns to direct like you to streamer interaction to like a social experience of like, you know, everyone together, you know, spamming like PogChamp or something, you know? Wonder if that trend of people taking on these one-way relationships is going to make people sociopaths or something. I think it's hard to say. I don't really have an answer for that question. But there's examples of like people who like seek out a streamer's home and they want to go and like see them and like talk to them and like knock on their door or like climb through their window and shit, right? Those kind of like really extreme like parasocial viewers. But then that kind of also happens in the past, right? With like when people were like really big fans of like the Beatles or something, and then you know, they would like hunt them down and whatever. So I feel like there's like, in some ways you can say that it's like new behavior, but in some ways you can also say it's not. I feel like it's really hard to say. I also feel like I would tend towards saying that like nothing we do today is like new behavior, because like humans haven't changed in like billions of years, right? Like the humans, like a human today is still the human that was like thousands of years ago sitting in caves and stuff, right? We still have like habits and like emotions and like behaviors and instincts that are evolved from those days that haven't like really gone, right? Like I don't feel like we've really changed that much. Like biologically, or you know what I mean? On like a very like baseline level. So I really doubt in like the span of like a few years, they suddenly, you know, like started having like new behaviors. But it's possible to say that like, you know, a new kind of media or like interaction unearths like a hidden, you know, personality trait that hasn't been expressed otherwise. Take away incentives to give. Yeah, that is true though. I did notice that. I feel like, I don't know, the internet makes people like worse at communicating. But I feel like it's hard to say because we've only like we only have like our specific lifetime as a gauge of like what the world is like, right? Like for example, if I say that like I feel like in my lifetime people have gotten worse at communication, but I can't like, I don't have like, oh fuck. I don't have I haven't lived a life in like the 1900s, people to compare like then versus now, right? I think it's like there's, yeah, it's hard to say. There's so many like variables and like possibilities to it. It could be that like human communication has been on the decline since like the 18 or like the 1700s or something. And like, or maybe like technology only exacerbates the problem or like highlights it in a way that wasn't very evident before. Phone bad. Yeah, it's funny when people say that too, because it's definitely the case that like throughout history, whenever like the new thing comes out, people just like demonize it, right? Like didn't books used to be shat on, and like people didn't like comic books, or like I distinctly remember apparently like people, like politicians used to be like, oh, books are bad for your kids because they like make them fantasize about like violence or something. It's like the same thing it's like exactly the same thing with video games. So people can easily withdraw from a conversation on the internet. I don't know if that's true either, because like we have access to like our scope of observation has like increased so drastically, you know what I mean? Like I think it's so hard to say, like for example, if someone is like, if there's like a sociopath today, like that you see on the internet saying like weird shit on Twitter, I feel like it's so hard to say that like it's a new phenomenon, because like we don't have evidence or like any records of like people in the past being that way, you know what I mean? Like I feel like it's possible to say that like Twitter just exposes the weirdos that were always there, that we used to just ignore and pretend didn't exist, right? Greek philosophers didn't like books because it made people worse at memorizing. Interesting. Noticeable difference between how people speak to each other now versus 15 years ago. True. Twitter gives weirdos somewhere to exist without punishment. Yeah, I think that's what I could agree with though. Like I feel like the internet has enabled like, so like I feel like in the past, if there's like a weirdo in like Ohio and like a weirdo in like Los Angeles, so it'd be like there'd just be like one weirdo in a community full of like hundreds of like normal people, right? But I think the internet has definitely enabled like a situation where like all the like random one-off weirdos can like band together to form like a community of like 100 like weirdos. And then you know, they have a negative impact on the world, or whatever they do as weirdos. Village idiots aren't ostracized because they can now gather. Yeah, I feel like yeah, I feel like I would say like social standards seems to be like something harder to enforce nowadays than before. I feel like honestly, alright, this is some fucking like crazy like neckbeard take. I only like kind of half believe in it, but I kind of feel like lately morality has just been diluted to like if you make money it's okay, and then that's like all the like, you know, morality there is to it. It definitely feels like it's like as long as like you can justify anything with just saying like, oh, you made money, you know. With a wider exposure to wide trends, some of these negative aspects have been reduced. Compare COD Xbox Chat in 2015 to GameChat nowadays. I'm not sure what you're trying to say. Easier to nuke the weirdos if they're all in one place. Yeah, but that's assuming the nuke even exists. Like, we're not gonna nuke them though. Oh, who took my health pack? What the fuck? Pretty useless for your own personal life to worry about too much. Yeah, true. Fuck. COD Xbox chat wasn't any more toxic than today. There's definitely an argument to be made that like humans haven't changed social discourse, we've just become better at hiding it and like being more polite superficially. Like if you ban someone for saying the N-word, they're not gonna stop saying it, right? They're just gonna like not say it when they know they're getting in trouble for it. So then at the end of the day, they're still like they still haven't like improved their behavior, right? But I don't know, this is such a massive topic. I can feel this topic like eventually transitioning into something about like how we rehabilitate people in society and like the problems of that or something. How's this sniper so aggressive? Alright, thank god he died. American capitalism thing? Been the way the world works for a very long time. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, yeah. I guess that's true. I can't really think of anything that would I could say to object to what you're saying. I was thinking about how like crypto stuff and like NFT stuff has been like on the rise lately, which made me think about like people just like discarding that kind of stuff. But I suppose it is true. It's like nothing new because like illegal money making businesses has been around for like as long as humans have existed. I think everyone knows at this point internet can be used without much consequence. Typical behavior style would be deemed inappropriate or more or less commonplace within the internet. I feel like this is such like a double-edged sword because like I do think it's important that like the internet stays like anonymous, so then like think you can say like controversial things, like you know valid controversial things. I think that's important to like you know allow like an outlet for. But it's also really shitty when like you can't punish people who are you know just like I don't know, like I guess like an example it's like oh someone who like always like trolls like Facebook groups of like dead family members or something, or like you know funeral pages or something. Like I don't know if the cost of like freedom of speech makes sense. Like I feel like it's better to let people say what they want to say. Like that's my opinion for now, but I always wonder if like the cost is gonna become too much to bear. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Yeah. Thanks, Nomi. Most of online and Discord is filled with narcissistic double binds. Oh, I see. God damn it. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Mary. I don't have anything to add though, but it's pretty interesting what you're saying. Or it's yeah, it's definitely something to think about. Give someone the opportunity to say stupid shit, to say stupid stuff. True. I've died to the spy like 10 times. Climate change and the current situations in the world haven't been good for your mental health. Honestly, you just gotta like not care. Like I feel like that's like the only way you can really like. I understand what you're saying. Like I've definitely had experiences in the past where like you're just like you know, like doom scrolling and like looking at all the bad things in the world and whatever. But unironically, you just gotta like not care and just like, you know, like focus on like your little bubble in the world, you know, like whatever you're doing. I kind of just think of it from the perspective of like responsibility, you know what I mean? Like if like, you know, like some Russian guy decided to fire a nuke at America, like it's not my responsibility to like stop it or anything, right? So then at that point I just rather not think about it, or I just, you know, like don't really care about it. So like in the same way, it's like climate change is like I'm in like no position or power or anything to like deal with climate change. So it doesn't really make sense for me to worry about it, right? So I kind of just like put it on the back burner. TF team is moving to make changes in the networking system. Yeah, the what's it called? Steam Datagram Relay thing. Yeah, they added some new stuff to it recently. I think it was like in the Halloween thing where they started like printing like different information than they usually do. Allegedly, I actually asked Mastercoms about it. Allegedly, there already has been some degree of like Steam Datagram Relay in TF2, but I think what it is that like they're like updating it to like a newer version or something like that. And yeah, I don't know. There's like a lot of different reasons they could be doing it. It could be a sign that like they're trying to take the DDoSing stuff more seriously, but it could also be a sign that like, I don't know, it's just like maintenance and like they want to update it for the sake of it, or I don't know. But yeah, it's interesting they're doing things. It could also be that like it's something they decided to do like while they're at it, updating things for like the Steam Deck or something, because they did update like, what was it, Half-Life 2 to support like the Steam Deck or something like that, right? So it's hard to say if it will be like, you know, it's like if it's something for like a long-term goal, or if it's just like trying to polish things up for the Steam Deck. Hopefully it's something to do with like the DDoSing though. I mean the DDoSing is probably the biggest issue. Like even bigger than the bots, because you can't play the game. Oh yes, crits. So need to have Uber. Oh Jesus Christ. Use it, please. Please. How did they all die? They all just randomly disappeared. I destroyed a sentry and they all died. Alright, nice, we won. They'll be adding some kind of check that will be possible for bots to bypass. Very simplified way of explaining it, but you know they're slowly working on it. Are you able to say more? I haven't heard about that. Alright, cool, let's play Borneo. A lot of people hacking bot are fun, curiosity or seeking a reaction, but it's still malicious and there's no hiding that. Pretty sure they don't care though. There's I've heard there's some community of people trying to create like a machine learning anti-cheat. Like, you know how there's there was that article about like this call cheat that works with machine learning and it like visually processes what's on your screen. And then cheats for you. So that's like an undetectable cheat because you can because it's just emulating your. It's just using a device to basically act as your mouse that you plug into your computer that looks exactly like a mouse, and it sends like the correct inputs and whatever. So the opposite of that is to make an anti-cheat based off of visual data. This is very interesting. So maybe that will eventually release and it'll work. Really, information you don't truly understand. Oh, I see. Personally, I don't know if it's. Actually, yeah, I don't want to comment on this either. I'm only speaking from. I'm only speaking from like a conversation I had with Master Comps that like the first time I noticed the SDR stuff, and I don't know if they added or changed anything recently. You're really excited for the Half-Life 2 update? There's a remastered collection coming up. Wait, it's actually true? I haven't heard of this. I feel like if that was actually real, it would be like all over the internet, right? That they're like doing stuff with Half-Life. Visual criteria can still be achieved legitimately. We're talking about machine learning, sir. It's not like a guy just watching like footage and whatever. Like I don't know how they're gonna do it, honestly. But the idea isn't like impossible, and it could work. Hacking is dealing with the massive bots and hackers that flood through. Ways of dealing with them, but it feels like Valve hasn't fully grasped it yet. Okay. I mean, that is true. Every time someone brings up the bot stuff, though, I try to remind people how difficult of a problem it is, you know? Like, cause there's not really a way, like, programmatically you can separate it, like, bots from humans and all this other stuff. Future-proof issues of botting. Obviously, never quickly come up with solution to things. Yeah, I think the most laughable was when like people on the internet were saying like, oh, just ban all the people with names Royal Hack. It's just like you really don't see any problem with this. But yeah, that's also true. Like Valve is a pretty tiny company in terms of like staff numbers, so they also naturally have this like really big distaste for developer treadmills. What about CAPTCHA? Oh man, this is like this. I've talked about this topic so much on stream. I kind of have like a flowchart for it already. CAPTCHAs don't work because there's already like CAPTCHAs don't work because there's other humans bypassing it for you. You can if you look it up, there's like services to hire to like pull an API that'll like for each CAPTCHA for each CAPTCHA it's like a cent or something that you have to pay. And there's like some guy in China who just like does it for you. Okay, I explained that kind of badly, but I'm saying that like if you look it up, there's a service out there to pay people to solve CAPTCHAs for you very cheaply and by like a wide quantity. And the CAPTCHAs don't work because you're outsourcing it to like some guy in China who's literally a human who will solve it for you. So the CAPTCHA is working, but it's just being bypassed basically. And what you'll end up with is annoyance to real players and bots still in the game. Also don't work because image shanties tech is caught up with it. Yeah, at the end of the day, I feel like that's sort of an impossible thing to stop. Like if you think about it, if you're trying to like verify someone's a human, it's actually really, really, really hard online. The robots have figured out what a truck looked like. I can't tell if you're joking, but I mean that there's like factories in China full of like literal humans who solve CAPTCHAs for people who pay for it. and they just have like a bunch of phones or some shit like that. But yeah, it would. I don't know what I'm gonna do the day robots figured out what a truck is. Imagine solving captchas for a living. I mean, it probably can't be that bad. Like if you're someone in the economic situation where you're like desperate enough to work at these kind of jobs in China, right? Like it's probably better than like working on like some nuclear factory where you're like dealing with nuclear waste or I don't know, some shit like that. Like I feel like there's definitely like way worse things that you could be like paid to do, right? If you're like desperate. What would happen if you have to implement a reputation system? That shit never works. Things will be awfully in 20 years, but I think of something else. Honestly, the biggest thing stopping the bots from being fixed is the TF2 community being that set on playing casual. Like, I understand it because it's easy and whatever, but like, TF2 literally existed for like a decent portion of its lifetime as a community server only game. Literally, all we have to do is step back and revert back to being like the older way of playing TF2. And like, you don't need anything special to detect bots on a community server. Just hire admins to do it, and then bots will get banned, and that's it. But we definitely have a economic problem with community servers, though. Actually, there probably needs to be more, or like I feel like what would be ideal is, you know what someone should do? They should like literally just code a replacement for casual queuing. Just have like a server network of quote unquote like reputable servers, like Uncotopia and Shonictopia and like Lazy Purpletopia or something, and then like have them all together so then like you can queue into a server, and then yeah, it'll be fun and it'll work great. I think like there's definitely a thing you can say for like, oh, joining like a community server is annoying. You're trying to play with like a party. So we have like a website that basically like handles that for you. Then helps you find a server with like 4 open slots or something. Then that'll probably work. That'll probably be pretty okay. Why am I not playing on Uncotopia? I played on Uncotopia actually. Oh, actually. Do you want me to tell you what problems I have with Uncotopia? Like, it's not actually like, I don't really think there are problems that you can really necessarily solve, but I thought you might be interested to know why I played it a little bit, but I'm not too into it. But, I mean, I'm also on my own server right now, so there's no reason why I'll be on Uncotopia. Let's hear it. I think actually, this is I would preface this by saying this is not like really a like Uncotopia specific problem. It's just a problem with like community servers. But community servers have a problem with like team stacking, where like there'll be like a band of like 5 people who like all know each other, and they'll continually stack one team. But what happens is on like community servers, it'll just be not fun to play, because if you don't have like another like I don't know, like band of like 7 friends also at the server who will like play on the same team as you, then you just continually lose if you happen to not be on the front team, quote unquote. But I don't know what you could do to fix that, honestly. Like, unless you created like some secret like elo system and like ranked everyone, and then make the game, like make the plugin like forcefully like decide teams and not let anyone have like the freedom to pick what teams they want to be on. But I don't know, there's so many problems with that too, and it's such a deep rabbit hole. That is a TF2 problem, yeah. I don't know if casual mode is easier to stack though, because you're limited to 6. I mean, I guess it's easier to stack 6, but then after 6 it's easier to do it on community servers, because you have more freedom to move around. But yeah, it is basically a TF2 problem. I feel like that's like actually the only thing TF2 needs to improve on. If there's like some way Valve created some like mastermind solution to like effortlessly balance teams perfectly, then like TF2 would be the perfect game. I think that's like the only like one real thing that like TF2 is genuinely lacking. I just think like even if you say like TF2 is like a casual game, it's not fun to like lose when your team doesn't even have a chance, right? Stuff like Face It. Yeah, kinda. You're unable to spectate on Uncotopia, which makes it harder to stack a large number of people on one team. Not saying it doesn't happen, but team balance is definitely an issue. Yeah, I would say that like I wouldn't like put that much weight behind my complaint as well, because it could be like I don't know, like a bunch of regulars who recognize each other so that they always want to play on the same team or something. And yeah, there's not I recognize that there's also like basically no real solution to it that isn't like extremely complicated or something. It's like pretty difficult to deal with. But disabling spectator is a good good like temporary kind of band-aid kind of thing. And yeah, it's definitely like basically a problem created because of like how large the team sizes are. Damn it. Although you might be competitive, many people aren't. That's not what I'm saying though. Like I'm trying to say that like, okay, tell me that like, do you really think that you have fun if like your team just has absolutely no chance of winning? Like in a casual game, if your team is like against like 12 invite players, do you think you're gonna have fun? That's what I'm saying. Like the balance doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just saying it needs to be like, it just needs to be there. There needs to be some balance. You can have a lot of fun. Alright. Then I think you're a Chad gamer. But I don't know. I feel like most people wouldn't enjoy it. They'd just be like running in and dying constantly. And like their team wouldn't be able to make any progress. Oh fuck. Oh my god, you're actually gonna make a hidden player elo thing? I wish you good luck. I thought about it and I was thinking like, holy shit, that's such a massive undertaking. Like if I ever hosted a server chain myself, I probably wouldn't bother with it. Because it's just like, it seems like so much work and like, it would be so hard to get right and like people can abuse it so much too. But I hope it goes well. If it does go well, then yeah, I think Uncotopia would be quite a fun place to play in. Can you just scramble at that point? Someone has to initiate the scramble, and even scrambling itself isn't like a miracle solution. Why people dislike scrambles? I guess you could explain it with like, oh, people like wanted to win and their team was winning and they were having fun rolling people, and then now they don't get to do it or something like that. It's an opportunity to see how invite players play. Fair enough. I feel like I could pretty confidently say that's not an opinion shared by most people though. I was talking from the theoretical perspective of like, you know, an average like casual player. Do you like other games as much as TF2? No. The game instantly became much more enjoyable. You love it regardless of being on the previously winning team or not. Yeah, I think scrambles are fine. But yeah, there's some people who dislike them. There's always the way FAF does it. What's FAF? Thoughts on Banana Bay? Banana Bay is literally the worst map ever, and it's even worse now because I know you like it. And we'll never play that map ever again on this server. In fact, I'm gonna delete the Banana Bay map file from the server too. Hard to tell what people want. Honestly, I would extend that to like just humans in general. I found that honestly in like basically every facet of like human life that like what people say doesn't always like match up to what they would really want. And you kind of have to, it's like a skill to like to see past it and try and understand what they actually mean and what they actually really want. I mean, their problem is also that like, I don't know how to say this without sounding like an elitist, but like, but people are actually kind of dumb too, right? So then they're like at the mercy of like their ability to observe and like to understand things. So then like if you and like another person saw the exact same stimulus, you guys would come up with like different conclusions. And you have to like understand like why and like how they make their decisions, or like they think the way they think, to try and like understand what they mean. But yeah, I don't envy your position. It's definitely like a lot of work being like a server admin sometimes. I had a decent amount of time. I did like 3-4 years of like community admin work in like an Asian competitive TF2 league. And I think a lot of people would like underestimate how much like how hard it is to just like deal with humans. Like humans honestly are kind of stupid. Back to psychology class. I like psychology class. I feel like I would I feel like there's a universe where I could be a therapist maybe. Also, are you guys not joining the server? Do you guys not know how to join the server? Or is there like, I don't know, like is there like a bunch of people like trying to connect right now? So that's why her game's not full. Or maybe there's just like 10 people in the stream, so that's why. You really enjoy steamrolling because you can fuck around and win? Alright. Rolls might just be a TF2 thing. Yeah, that is true. That's what I learned when I did that really bad video where I like watch bots play upward. Like there's definitely like an inherent bias to like there's like a default bias to like which team wins and which doesn't, right? In like a given map in game mode. And like perfectly balanced doesn't mean like perfect equal chances of winning, so to speak. So I guess your ultimate MMO, or not MMO, MMR player balancing ELO plugin would have to would have to rank each player on like how well they play a map as well, huh? And then you have to factor in the natural win rate of the map or something. Fuck, I'm dead. We're just enjoying my voice. Alright, cool.
The car's not moving, lads.
Change every class in the game and other weapons. What do you mean? I think Payload is like one of the better... It's probably like the best casual TF2 game mode though. How the fuck did he disappear instantly? I guess the time it took for me to switch my eyes back to the main monitor, he cloaked. Dude, this guy can't die. Oh my god, there's a second spy. Impossible to balance perfectly. True. Okay, I super agree with that, Miri. I really fucking hate Upward, and I hate that it's a popular map. I feel like Upward. I feel like Upward is too massive. And I don't like how many sniper sidelines there are in it. Dude, that's under the spy, isn't it? Oh my god. Upward is so average, it's not fun. Dude, is Upward gonna be like the new 2 fort? Slopes is just annoying sometimes for Upward. Dude, yeah, it's like... I feel like that's a very uniquely soldier problem though. Like, fighting someone on like a downward slope as soldier is like impossible because you can't splash them. And I wonder if like map developers even recognize that issue. For a time where there isn't any snipers, you can say that a lot about a lot of Halo maps. Upward just happens to be hugely flat. Yeah, I've said this in the past, but I think eventually I would want to do a playtest or like a you know just like a wacky stream, where I class restrict sniper to 0 and see what happens. I feel like it's possible that sniper does actually have like a legitimate role in countering heavy, and like without the sniper, then like stacking 10 heavies on card would just be unbeatable. But I don't know. I feel like I would have to actually like do it and see to know. He's doing the exact same thing every time. How are we still dying to him? God damn it. It's just a boring stream while you're watching it? True. Maybe the boring streams are just better streams and I've been doing it wrong all along. Cause like, I do actually try to make the streams interesting, or like I try to like put some effort into it. But when I do these boring streams, I absolutely kind of like don't care anymore. I kind of just say whatever. Maybe that video is just better. I've noticed that like streaming, I feel like the more I think about streaming, the more I realize that every answer to streaming is just like to just not care. like at first I was thinking like, oh, what makes my stream different from like, you know, what's the difference between like a stream from, you know, like person A or person B? And I was trying to figure out like, you know, what makes my like stream good, or like what makes a stream good. And after thinking about it for a while, I realized that like, yeah, as I said, like every answer is just to not care, just like do what you want to do, and then eventually like you'll effortlessly have like a it's like streaming is really just like about like the person at their core, I guess. That's what it's that's what I should say. And like if you ever try to like change that, or like, you know, if you try to deliberately mold it, then it's it kind of like ruins the stream in some weird way. Should play CP up or PL upward. All right, I'll switch you to upward and see what he does. Let's see what funny thing this guy's gonna do. You would consider upward one of your favorite maps. Also consider sniper one of your least favorite things about TF2. Weird how that works out. I think upward, is it because upward's like a good engineer map though? I feel like upward is pretty good for engineer. Sniper is part of the game's balance. You can't just remove sniper and block everyone else because it changed the core of the game. Yeah, I would agree with you. But in the hypothetical situation where I actually do the experiment, that'll be the point of it. Like just to see what literally happens, you know. It's not like an attempt to be like, yes, it's gonna like perfectly balance the game and fix all our issues, but the point of it, if I ever did that stream, would just literally see what happens. I just want to know what manifests. Because there's only so much you can like, there's so much you can do with like theory crafting, right? And I also just don't like how much you know, people like theory craft and whatever. I think it's like way more interesting to just see what literally happens. Because like even if what literally happens is what you expected, it's still like something you learned, right? Halo is a good engineer game mode. to have cracked the code. Enjoy a game without sniper. I wonder if there's like an untapped subsect of like TF2 maps that are like pretty wide. But like TF2 never got a chance to develop and like have a mature, you know, design philosophy about like open wide maps because of the sniper, you know what I mean? Like I wonder if TF2 never had sniper, then like TF2 maps would have been like a lot wider or like a lot more open or something. With like less cover, or I don't know. I mean, that's almost definitely the case. Like if you remove one class, then like the game balance would end up being different. But I find it interesting to think about like how different it might be. Streaming is just great for getting to communicate more with your target audience and doing whatever you want. What's that audience watching feels good in general. Yeah, that's why I gave YouTube streaming a chance. I feel like if I wasn't a YouTuber and I wanted to stream, I would do it on Twitch. But yeah, it's kind of cool that like here I can make sure that like whoever is speaking has like, what the fuck? Whoever is speaking has at least like subscribe or something, which is actually pretty big, I think, pretty impactful. The last stream I did, I set it to like 1 month subscriber chat. And the chat experience was like really good, and this time it's really good too. Even if it's just like 1 week, you only have to be subbed for 1 week to speak here, and the chat is still pretty good. Which is interesting to think about. That implies that like all the annoying people in stream are just like people who've like never watched me, and they're just like random people from like the recommended homepage or something, who got recommended to watch the stream for some reason, and they just come in and then just like say some stupid shit. Random passerbys have no stakes. See, that's the thing. Like, obviously I understand that too, but I didn't think like 1 week or 1 month was enough stake, you know? Like, cause subscribing is free and it's so easy, you just do it, right? Like, I don't know, you know, I'm honestly very impressed that even 1 week is enough to like stop like the massive like mass of stupid comments from dominating the YouTube chat. Like it's so easy to just sub to someone for like a week, like I don't know, I guess that just means well obviously it means that my subscribers are the smartest people on earth. So yeah, I guess that's the conclusion to draw from, or to arrive at here. Oh, that's a Dead Ringer spy. I just want to spam this sentry, but there's always been like 10 different things. Dude, now there's a soldier. I just want to shoot your sentry, please. Dude, he hasn't moved it. I feel like he's taunting me. Oh my fucking god. The one thing I miss about Twitch though, and I hope YouTube eventually brings it to YouTube, is if we could gamble. I don't know. I think you probably forgot about it, Uncle Dane, but it haunts me. It regularly haunts me that the one time we were betting on like Faceit matches, and you told me you'd bet everything, and then I lost, and then you said like you're gonna have to eat like baked beans for the rest of your life or something. I know you're joking. I don't like feel bad about it, but it was definitely like it was definitely memorable just because it was so stupid. Beans are good? You wouldn't understand. It was me. I have blood on my hands. Or I have bean water on my hands, so to speak. Is that what it's called actually? Is there a name for like the juice in like bean cans or something? Or would you call it like hot dog water, like bean water? Fuck. Dude, our team is not progressing. What's happening? Alright, I'm going Pyro. I'm tired of these spies. I'm gonna play Pyro for like once in like... This is my, I need to change my loadout. This is the one time I'm playing Pyro out of like a year. I mean, what the balance outcomes is really good interaction for comp tier 2 matches. True. Oh, speaking of comp, did you watch I actually don't know if you were there, but did you watch Froyo lose the most recent season? That was fucking crazy. Yeah, but I think like casual betting is pretty fun too. It kind of like adds some stake to it. That's not too serious, but it kind of like, you know, improves engagement as well. Stakes are too low unless the streamer creates some kind of artificial stakes. Yeah, true. It all kind of like blends together. It's kind of the same with like CS:GO streaming, I've noticed, and like Smash Melee or like Smash Ultimate streaming. They all kind of like blend together, and I feel like those are only fun to watch when you know that there's like a serious tournament. Everyone's like, you know, playing their best and like trying super hard or something. Log Guy is cracked? Dude, it wasn't even Log Guy, it was fucking... I still remember the fucking ridiculous, like, game-winning play. Like, Artist jumps in and just fucking 2 pipes their mid. Fucking nutter. And, Laz was insane, too. Laz was fucking absolutely, like... It's actually incredible, like, how much he gets done as a roamer. Yeah, but about like tier 2 streaming, I guess even though casual might be low stakes, it's still fun to stream it for like the people, I guess, or like the personality. Like I feel like yeah, I feel like TF2 casual streaming can actually be more like, you know, like watching like a Hearthstone streamer. Wait, where did he go? No way. Fuck. How did I lose track of him? I feel like streaming TF2 casual could be more like streaming casual Hearthstone, you know? Because that was like a really fun Twitch game back when it was like popular, and it was more about like the personality and like the interaction and like the community, which I think is like, you know, arguably a better sort of streaming style, or like a, I don't know how else to describe it, like a streaming genre. Alright, Sentry's going down soon, boys. Fuck. I wanted him to just ignore me so I could keep spamming the gun. PUBG and other BR games are such good stream games. The game itself creates a storyline people want to see the end of. TF2 doesn't really have in casual mode. I see what you mean, but it's not necessarily always the case. I feel like there's... Yeah, I can kind of see what you're trying to say. If it's like a really intense game though, or like, you know, if like, say, like Habib is playing casual, and then he's like, you know, really struggling, he's trying to like whip his team together, and it'll be interesting to see if he wins or something. But yeah, on the whole, I can agree with what you're trying to say. But I don't know, I think it's pretty valid too, like, and I think it's like, I don't know, at least for my taste, I think it's better. I think it's a better approach to stream TF2 casual for like the personality, like the community feel of it. Because it's like, there's like enough things happening on the screen that you're not bored, right? But then it's not like so demanding that like you know, the streamer has to like pay attention to it 24/7 or whatever. Fuck. I don't think it's an accident that TF2 YouTube videos get millions of views and TF2 streamers get hundreds of views at best. I don't know, to be honest. I feel like it could be the case that like TF2 just doesn't have that culture of like streaming, because it's like a game like from a different era, right? From like 2007. Can anyone else in chat like, what the fuck? Can anyone else in chat voice their opinion? I'm really curious to see what you guys would say actually. I feel like Dane kind of has a point, but at the same time, it's not like a very like concrete one. I feel like, I don't know, it could be some other things. Like, I don't know, we might have like a really biased sample too though, because you are like you guys are like the weird people who somehow wanted to watch a TF2 stream, but also like watch me stream TF2 even though I'm not like known for gameplay, and then also watch a stream called Boring Stream. Why did I stream so late? Because it's 4 PM in the afternoon for me. And I don't know if you noticed this, right? But the Earth rotates around the sun, which means that when it's light on one part of the Earth, it's dark on the other side. And we call this time zone. So your time of day where you're living is not always the same as someone else. Fuck. Why do I watch streamers play fighting games since you feel like you can learn more? Interesting. More people watch the video and not the live stream. You make a good point, I'm gonna watch a different stream. Aw, fuck. How do I know you're not an Uncle Dane trying to Yeah, for some weird reason, Uncle Dane has like a vested interest to take down TF2 streams. How do I know you're not like seeding people's minds here? Like Inception. TF2 isn't exactly a stream game. I don't know. The thing for me is that like I can kind of see how it might be the case that it's like a culture or like what kind of community the game has, because like there's certainly new games right now that's come out that like I feel like it's not a good stream game, but people watch it anyways, you know? Like for example, like Smash Melee and Smash Out are basically the same game, but then Ultimate has like way more viewers, and like the only difference is that like Ultimate is like a more popular game. So I feel like it's like the game's popularity plus like what kind of players they are, you know? Maybe. It is about TF2 to make it possible to create a story out of clips on an overall discussion. Streaming casual TF2 does not allow that to happen because nobody cares who wins in casual. I agree with you on that part. How does that theory fit into streamers who play TF2 but they're basically like personality streamers though, you know? Like for example, like I'm not known for gameplay. People are basically only here because like it's me, right? So why do people get motivated to watch, like say you or me stream? Ultimate is newer and getting updates that allow for fresher content. Fair enough, that's true. Oh god, he's at full health. Alright, I'm gonna switch back to soldier or a demo. We're losing so hard. Who cares, it's so fun to watch. Alright, that's kind of rude. That's not even what I was saying. Chill. But for someone like this, we'll just play the game. See, that's not even like, I don't know, that's not even that great of an argument too, because like I don't know, personally I've had experiences where like I'd rather just watch someone play than play myself, you know, because they're better at the game, or like, you know, like sometimes I'm just like too lazy to play a game, but I still want to like feel the, you know, like an experience of playing the game, so I watch someone play it. Like I feel like that's kind of valid too, and there's people like that, right? Fuck. You're not a personality streamer, so you just want to hear a not idiot talk about stuff. I think you mean it with good intentions, but that's kind of like a bad kind of compliment. You're telling me that like I don't have an interesting personality. You just like it because I say big words. Talk about socio-economic problems plaguing the world. And ironically though, I have like way more fun doing that than like talking about like TF2 balance or something though, you know? Like I'd rather talk about like fucking, I don't know, like California wildfires, then like, you know, oh, what we can do to buff the Eureka effect, you know? I feel like, honestly, actually the bigger thing for me is that, like, I also kind of don't really have an outlet for, like, like having discussions like this, which also makes it interesting for me, you know? Like, I'm not gonna log on to Reddit and, like, join, like, I don't know, like, enlightened discussions, r/enlightened humans, and, like, talk to them about, like, atheism or something, right? But at the same time, I don't, like, I'm not someone who likes to have a lot of friends, right? So it's hard for me to, like, gather, like, a wide array of, like, different kinds of people to have, like, varied discourse. Shonik's way of having parasocial relationships with chat. I mean, I can't deny it. That's kind of what I stream for at this point. Like, normally this server wouldn't be used, right? It would just be like empty. So I stream to make you guys play with me. That's basically it. Yeah. I mean, like the stream is like, yeah, like I can force you guys to talk about things I want to talk about, right? Like if I pivoted and I talked about like car seasickness or something, then you guys have to engage with me on that discussion, right? Whereas like even if I had friends, if I'd said like, hey guys, the other day I had seasickness in like an Uber, what do you guys think about that? Then like they'll just ignore me or just be like, I don't have seasickness, and then they'll go off and like continue talking about like the new Among Us update or something, you know? like streaming is like the ultimate way to achieve an egoist goal, right? What the fuck? There's 3 spies here. You've only ever shown up to talk about Witch and tell people to read the FAQ. You're the model citizen, honestly. If every person like in the stream was like primed and like ready to like speak out on, had to tell people to like read the FAQ or even just like tell them which section I've like answered the question before or something, dude, that would make streaming like absolutely like perfect. I mean, yeah, I think the other thing is that like I don't stream for money, right? I don't make any money from this, so then like if it's not for egoist reasons, then like there's no reason to stream, right? So that kind of like feeds into it. Quite a streamer wanted to push the topic, but kept talking about their own thing. Yeah, I find that that's most often with gameplay streamers, where like the streamer doesn't usually talk to chat, so then like the chat's just like the chat's just like they don't know what to do when the streamer actually starts directly addressing them. How does he know? Dude, this guy must be in like 3rd person. How did he know? What the fuck? Hey 90. I feel like your name is familiar. I think I've seen you on a stream before, 90. In like chat. That sounded sinister? What do you mean? Take the password off the server and add more proper functions of a standard server like admins, all that fun stuff. Probably be more useful on stream. Yeah, that's what I would do if I wanted it to be active off stream. But I also don't care to do that. I have considered doing it, but my conclusion was like that's a lot of work for something I don't really like care about, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna use that much. Yeah. So I don't know. If I do this enough and like the join server Discord becomes big enough, I might just like post announcements there if I only just want to play TF2, and then like have you guys join. But anyways, regardless, the point is, yeah, like streaming is kind of really just to advance whatever whims I had. Also, I feel like you guys, I feel like when I stream, like the people playing are better too. There's been once or twice where I like, in the past, where I posted like a Discord announcement to tell you guys to play TF2 on the server, and like, You guys would be worse. Like I feel like streaming like draws out like the people who are like good at the game, and like the games are more intense, you know. But I don't know if it's also because like you guys want to see me get upset that I lost, so then like everyone tries harder or something. But you know, something like that. If the TF2 community was more interested in watching the outcome of an average TF2 game, you wouldn't have to rely on personality to keep people engaged and it would grow. True. I don't know if there's a way you can change that though. And yeah, I don't. Yeah, I feel like I'm close to like forming a thought, but I don't have anything because you're kind of just right, and there's not much else to say about it. I feel like I feel like there must be a way to, I don't know, like make it more interesting though. I feel like that's what I was like very close to like realizing, but I don't know. I think definitely though, like the hardest part about streaming is like coming up with shit on the fly. I think I'm pretty okay at it, but then I wish I could I don't know, think better. To bridge the gap. Comes back around to that. I feel like if maybe if TF2 matchmaking worked, it would be like a casual but like still kind of like intense kind of thing, maybe. I don't know. Actually, no. I think there really is no way to do it. I think it's just because like at the root of it, TF2 is a casual game, and you can't really like change that, right? Like a casual game is basically like inherently, you know, like low stakes, so you can't really change that without changing the game. Maybe something like that. I feel like that makes sense to say. Make certain games interactive. Multiplayer heavy games like this game are difficult to entertain and interact with chat constantly. Yeah, true. If it was more shaped like CSGO, it would be more successful in that field. CS isn't even doing that well though. Nobody watches CS streams that are not like tournaments, honestly. In fact, players respawn in matches are continuous and longer, sort of blocks any ability to form interest. Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, it all kind of like blends together. I guess on the bright side is that like TF2 doesn't need to be a game you watch for the sake of the game, right? Like each game has their own like advantages and disadvantages, and that's just, you know, the hand TF2 has been dealt with, but it's not necessarily good or bad, I don't think. Or like it's not like, yeah, I don't know if there's necessarily like a big like it would be nice if TF2 was a game you could watch casually and be interested, but I guess it's not that big of a deal at the end of the day, whether it's like one way or another. You would have liked to see how it affects your account if people have a reason to be invested in the game from start to finish. Yeah, I feel like that was disappointing. Like, I feel like at the end of it, like the numbers don't mean anything because it's entirely artificial and it doesn't like even help the streamer, because like I don't know if people who had the FaceTime client open and like happened to saw your stream would have really converted into like a follower or anything. And I think it's more lamentable that I never got to I feel like I never got to really know how I would perform on Twitch. Like, I don't really care that much about like, you know, making money off streaming or whatever. But it would still be nice to know, just out of like curiosity, you know, how many people will watch me if I was like streaming on Twitch or something. And like being told I have like 1,000 viewers for no reason kind of sucks, honestly. I wish there's a way I could have turned it off as well. Actually, I guess I could have, but there'd be no way to turn off the facet boosting without also turning off the facet drops. Why is there so many fucking spawns? Holy shit. I like watching experienced players so you can learn, but you don't really need to watch a stream to do that. I guess true. All mirror boosting does is boost Facet's ego. There's an argument you can make that like boosting the viewers of your streamers allows them to get higher up on the Twitch directory, which could lead to like exposure of your content to like people you otherwise wouldn't have reached if you weren't at that viewer number, right? Because like the Twitch like all directory, if you sort it by like viewer counts, it's just like a massive list, right? So like if you're at the bottom of it, you wouldn't like no one would ever end up finding your thing, and people would only find it if you were high up on the list. You know, something like that. Does face it, tier 2 still exist? I think they do, but I'm not sure how much people still play it. Alright, let's play Dust Bowl. Fuck it. TF2 was designed as a game to play. The real investment is your will to not die and to kill people. Something an audience doesn't feel as they're not playing the game themselves. Yeah, that's a good way to summarize it. I would agree with that. Friends having fun by vibes kind of see it as competitive, but it definitely can be competitive. Yeah. There's 5 players on at any given time. He cares about winning, so the audience does too. I think you can make a case for that, but at the same time, he also has like the legacy reason, right? Like, I think a good example of that is that in CS, in the CS streaming space, like nobody really gets views, but then if like I don't know, like Simple or Stewie or like Tarek streams, and like a bunch of people will watch them, right? But it's not really because their streams are anything different or whatever. It's just because they were like they've been around for a long time and they've like grown that like, you know, like loyalty, like viewer base. I feel like that's like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's half and half. I don't think I can complete this. I don't think I can completely discredit what you're saying. Yeah, I don't think I can completely discredit what you're saying, but I feel like there's also like an element of like, you know, he's where he's at because he's been like streaming for so long. And like, yeah, people just like recognize him. How likely do you guys think TF3 is releasing in the next 30 years? I honestly think that like there wouldn't be a TF3 and it kind of shouldn't either. I honestly feel like if TF2 went into like cryogenic freeze, or like if TF2 literally does not get any more changes from today, I don't think I would really like care. Like I feel like TF2 is honestly like it's not in like a perfect spot, but it's like I feel like about as good as you can practically get, you know. And I don't know what TF3 would do to like improve upon that. The only thing TF3 could really do is to like expand on like the competitive aspect of TF2, or like I don't know, just be like completely different, just like something else in like the TF franchise. Like TF2 really is like the, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of like the ultimate like casual thing. Like I feel like I don't know why other games haven't like tried to copy it too, but like I feel like there's definitely like value in like the higher player counts where like each individual person isn't as like emphasized, and it's like hard to play say like Valorant or like Overwatch casually because like you're like one of 6. Whatever you do is always like so important, and it's just you can't like have fun if like, you know, 1 or 2 people on your team sucks. But then in TF2 you can have like a team of like, you can have like 5 free-to-plays and it doesn't really matter, which I think it's like it's like good. It like de-emphasizes the individual. I'm not trying to say the things you're saying are the only reasons, but it's hard for me to ignore that TF2 players' apathy towards winning likely contributes to the lack of success on Twitch. Yeah, I think that's fair to say. I mean, yeah, I also should say the same thing that like I'm not trying to take what you're saying as like absolute truth and all this other stuff. But yeah, It's not like, I can every time I respond to you, I'll say like, a 5-page disclaimer about me understanding what you're trying to say. But yeah, I get what you mean. Um, I wonder. I definitely do wonder like what it takes for a TF2 to be like popular on Twitch and all this other stuff. Like I wonder if like maybe like 10 or 5 more years where like there's a lot more like Zoomers in TF2 if like Twitch streaming on TF2 become more popular. Because like Twitch is like popular with like the younger crowd, right? So like I wonder if like the TF2 player base like having more Zoomers would change anything. You know what I mean? Does your window behind you provide a good view? Yeah, it does, but I'm not going to show you the view. Hard to care about winning when half the games are awfully balanced. I suppose. Fuck. I feel like not a ton of tier 2 YouTubers really market their streams super well, like manually upload highlights of his streams, where the streams for other YouTubers are like secondary. Maybe more stream highlights would drive stream viewership. I guess who are subscribing to someone like Dean for stream highlights? I think fundamentally, like, there's like I feel like in some ways like streaming and YouTube isn't like compatible, or like YouTube in the sense of just like video content. Like I feel like why you would watch a stream is like for a completely different reason as to why you would watch a Twitch stream, and I feel like there might not really be a way to like mesh that together. I don't know. Like I think about like like streamers like Mythkid or like Ludwig who do like stream highlights, and like even someone like Ludwig who like basically tries to record YouTube content on his stream. It's still kind of weird. Like nothing really replaces just like having someone sit down and write a script and like carefully edit a bunch of stuff together, Like I think Twitch is good for like the spontaneous kind of just like literally just like the personality stuff, or like just wanting to watch like a few games. I feel like Twitch is like TV, and like, or it's not even like TV, it's like, okay, that analogy kind of sucks. But yeah, I feel like this is for like different reasons, and like trying to like adapt Twitch into a YouTube video doesn't really work. I honestly feel like I haven't seen like a Twitch to YouTube video that I really thought was like, wow, this was great. Unless it was like, designed with that in mind, right? Like if it was like a guy Twitch streaming like, oh, what happens if I tell my Twitch chat to try and solve the Rubik's Cube mystery, or I don't know, you like try to make them do like a puzzle or like some event thing where you can like summarize it as like a story. I do think a culture shift would need to happen. It's totally possible that Zoomers coming from more competitive background in games would help move TF2 in that direction. Unusual hats are like crypto? Oh shit. I didn't know it had to come down to this. Is it time to delete my unusual hats? I don't want to support crypto. People like Ludwig are really just entertainers and can naturally make the video as they go, and that really brings in benefits for both streaming and YouTube as he just hires editors. Yeah, I definitely think like, I'm not saying that it can't work. I think like Ludwig has managed to create content that are pretty good, but I feel like I haven't seen anything that's just like really good. You know what I mean? I feel like I haven't seen something that like really works as like Twitch to YouTube content. Like I feel like it's always like a little awkward. And yeah, it's just There's like it's like a little lacking. Why is this guy here? People are gonna continue playing it. I suspect it will still be playable in 10 years or so. Yeah. Alright, get Owen spy. Oh, there's still a telly here, what the fuck? Is there a record for skipping command numbers? I honestly haven't really looked. My plan is to just go back in the VOD and look at it. I mean, I don't really have anything to conclude or to like gather from it right now anyways. Like, I just want to know like how often it might happen over like a period of time or something. So yeah. All I can do is just like play TF2 regular like normally and see what happens. Yeah, Ezekiel. I think to like wrap up what I'm trying to say in like a better way, like I feel like there's nothing. I haven't seen any videos that are like Twitch to YouTube that does it so well that it's comparable, or like you can. It's like to the same standard of like a good YouTube video. Like I feel like starting off on Twitch kind of like limits you in such a way that like you can never really make something that's like truly like amazing, you know? And that's sort of like the standard that I was like thinking about, if that wasn't clear. Like there's certainly ways to make like a pretty good and like passable and like satisfactory like, you know, Twitch highlights video and whatever, or like summarize like a Twitch event or something, but I don't know if there's ever a way to make like a truly like awesome video on YouTube from like Twitch first. Alright, I think it's time to back up, guys. Alright, fine. I do deserve to be the respawn queue. TF2 seems more entertaining to watch when you can cut out all the boring parts, like being stuck in a choke for 20 minutes. Maybe. I don't actually know. I haven't really seen anything like that. I don't think I've ever seen someone try to like just upload like TF2 gameplay, but then they cut out all the parts they died or something. And like they cut out all the parts where like stalemating for a while. I guess maybe that could work, but I mean, I also feel like maybe it would be kind of like weird because like getting past a choke only feels good because of the context of like how long and how hard it was, right? Like if you just like cut out all of the build-up, then like the payoff doesn't really make sense, right? It's like having like it's like saying a joke where you immediately skip to that punchline and there's no like build-up to it. Entire script and read it out, but streaming isn't made to fit and neat like that, so it isn't about impossibilities, it's valuing time. I don't know how people can play the same map over and over. I think I fall asleep. I empathize with you there. If I ever started a tier 2 server, or like if I ever had like a tier 2 server that was like persistent, I think I would just like make it only run custom maps. Like I actually don't know how people just play like Badwater and Upward forever. Like it's actually so like repetitive and so boring to me. Put the chokehold on fast forward and put some memes over it. You guys have seen those videos of like those like super over edited like meme videos of them like playing Smash or something, right? I'm not sure how to describe that genre of videos, but you guys have seen that, right? I feel like it was cool for a while, but I wonder if that format has kind of like reached its peak. You know, those videos where it's like they're like playing a match and they fill it with like a bunch of like zoom ins and like memes and like effects and shit. And you always play like the clip of like the kids screaming and shit. See ya, Ezekiel. Your whole personality is based on playing Badwater and Dustwell. I mean, I feel like there's definitely something to be said for like the really choky, like stalemate maps. Like, I feel like, I don't know, when I in the past when I streamed and we played like, you know, Powerhouse or like Mercenary Park, it was actually like oddly fun, just because it was like such a grind, and it was like so much fun to finally get past it. Oh baby, a triple. His server is basically a Snorfest with the same maps. I would assume he's probably aware of it. It seems like a pretty common complaint. But I mean, obviously Dane cares a lot about making sure his servers are good, so I would assume, you know, they're trying to work on something to fix that. If I ever did it myself, I would probably just go for the easy solution and just like make the map selection entirely random, and then just make people deal with it. I think as long I feel like when you add a human to it, then they're going to. There's always going to be like some sort of discontent. I feel like you kind of have to just like make people like do something, and they'll be whatever. Actually, I feel like there was like some sort of study for that, right? Now that I think about it, I vaguely recall some sort of like, maybe it was like a Minefield Vsauce episode, where they found that like people tend to be happier if you just like give them something rather than like make them pick. Oh right, no, that's definitely like a Minefield thing. It was like some experiment about making someone pick from like a wide range of like jelly beans or something. Rocket jumping is so cool. Why has no other games replicated it? Dude, I think it's just because games want to like simplify things and like not like have like a billion different mechanics to like appeal to more players. I agree with you though. I think even in TF2, I wish like the Pyro Jetpack was like a more interactive thing. But like I feel like developers these days are like scared to make things like mildly difficult. Mystery map option in the vote. The only time it's a bad map, everyone RTVs to Badwater up. I don't know though. I feel like at some point the solution is just to have like a hardcore server for like, you know, like just have like an entire server community dedicated to only playing like custom stuff and whatever, you know. I feel like it might be like a false like goal to try and like force the two differing opinions together and like make it, you know, make them like tolerate and comprehend each or compromise with each other. Like I feel like at this point it might be easier to just have like a dedicated server where it's just only like weird maps or like whatever second preference people have, and then let the people who only want to play Upward and Badwater together, you know, just let them like have their own playpen and then give the other people their own playpen. Damage stripping in TF2 is a great mechanic. Yeah, TF2 has a. I'm pretty impressed, and I feel like even the developers didn't like intend for it to be like so, for it all to work so perfectly, but it's yeah, it works out pretty well. All of the TF2 mechanics really like synergize and make sense of each other. Everyone could hope you around map handpicked by Uncle Dane. You have no clue what half the map names even are? Hmm. Real issue is that people expect to only play their favorite maps 100% of the time. People be too vocally picky. It's difficult to hit constructive criticism there. Yeah, true. Like sometimes there's people who complain about like, man, I wish there was like a server of like 24/7 Hydro or like some other obscure map, or like there's people who voice complaints about like, oh, I wish like CP Steel was played more or whatever. And at the end of it, it really just comes down to like there's too many different like varieties and like possible variations in people's like most desirable map pool that's like impossible to satiate everyone. And it's like kind of unrealistic too. Make the choice between giving people choices and having some people be happy, and giving people no choice and having some people be unhappy.
Mission begins in 60 seconds.
Honestly, I feel like the more I've observed how humans behave, the more I feel like the less choices are just better. Like I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like having like people pick and like vote for a map and whatever, it's just like, dude, fuck it, just like set it to a random map. I don't think people deserve to, or I think like people are too like, people are too primitive to like make their own choices. Just fuck it, dude. I feel like it's definitely like it's like the I don't know. I feel like choice is like really overrated in some ways.
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
I mean, the biggest problem is that like, let's say like one random person, like I think the biggest problem is also that like, yeah, as we said before, like people don't know what they want, so then you can't rely on them to pick what they want, right? Then be happy. I feel like there's definitely been times, even myself, where like I forced the server to change to like a certain map, and then after I play like 1 or 2 minutes of it, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember why this map sucks, and then I switch off it. I don't know. I feel like maybe. Alright, this is some fucking crazy big brain shit. But what if we can? But what if we make the case that like humans were never meant to really make choices? And like choices are just like a social function, and it was never really about like making like objective choices. Fuck. Seems better overall. Yeah, I'm kind of like shit posting as well. I'm not saying anything like too like super seriously, but yeah, I think it's definitely true that you're in like a situation where you can't win no matter what you do. When am I gonna create my own maps? There's a map I was thinking of making. I mean, it's on my stupid tracker thing. I'm gonna fucking never get to it. It's gonna like I have so much shit to do. But like at the very end of it, I wanted to like after all of like my to-do shit, I wanted to do like viewer made maps, and I was gonna make my own map too. Where I the map I wanted to make for as a start was like you spawn and then there's like a bunch of water, and then you have to do like a water pogo kind of thing to like build up a bunch of speed into a ramp, and then you like fly into an isolated like island that's like a cough point, and that's like the only way to get to it. And you have to like build up a bunch of speed of rocket jumping and like fly into it. I thought that would be funny. Free will is wrong. The thing is that it's not insane to say that like some people are probably happier if they didn't have to make choices. What if humans are unhappy now because we just have too many choices to make? Like we're too happy, we're too free. humans should be hard-coded? What's the community service I can choose? Ah, fuck. Some of an ex-communist country having too many choices definitely makes lives of some people worse. Alright, I feel like I could kind of get on board with your conclusion, but what is being, like, communist country have anything to do with it? What are you even talking about? Are you saying that, like, back when, like, Stalin was still in power, it was, like, a better time? Well, what exactly are you implying by saying you were from an ex-communist country? It's why Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg the same thing every day, choice fatigue. I mean, I think in those cases it kind of makes sense though, because what you wear doesn't really matter. It just doesn't really matter that much, right? It's not the same as, like, I don't know, being in a hostage situation and picking, like, which hostage dies, right? Like, if you're, like, if like, a terrorist came into a bank and, like, there was 3 of you, and then, at, like, a sick game, he told you to pick which of the other 2 people to kill, then that's a meaningful choice. You can't just willingly do. You can't just, like, fuck it and, like, willy-nilly do it, right? But, yeah, there are certainly choices where you can, like, where it doesn't matter and you just shouldn't, like, worry about so much. Humans also get uncomfortable when it's obvious that choices are being made for them, so you have to give them some choices. Yeah, you have to give them the illusion of choice. Oh my god. I just thought of something like awful I could say. I would like fucking plunge the stream chat into an absolute shithole, but I kinda don't want to risk it. Should I say it, and if it goes to shit, I'll just end the stream and and just run away? I feel like you guys can probably get what I would say. Do you want either Badwater or Upward than to say we're going to Upward and you have no say in that? For the little choice, the people would be happier. Yeah, maybe you should make your end of game voting only limited to like 2 maps or something, and then have it be like random between 2 maps. But I don't know. There's like a lot of problems with that too. Yeah, I don't know. This was just fun to think about as like a thing to shitpost about and to say dumb things about. I would say anything I've said in the last like 30 minutes should not be taken as a worthwhile discourse. Why is there so many spies? What the fuck? Dude, I'm still bumping into someone, I'm pretty sure. Do it. Wait, what are you asking about 90? Door slamming, car speeding away, sound effects? I was gonna say, like... yeah, illusion of choice is important. And that's why we have US politics. That's what I was thinking of saying. Very useful to sociologists, too bad you're an engineer. You should be the sociologist, Uncle Dane. You could totally, like, collect some data and, like, discuss it, right? I mean, even if you just present it in the YouTube video, I think, like, what people would say in the comments could be very interesting. And then you can make a second video, using them for content and generate free money. Boring? Alright. Fair enough. Am I working on any videos? Yes, I'm always working on a video. Shock streamer. It's actually kind of incredible to think about, like, how much cultural impact Germa has had. What the fuck? Like, cause Like those videos are like fucking decades old, and people are still referencing them. It's actually kind of crazy. Like, it's actually been so long since like a Germa and Star video, but it's kind of crazy how like it's still relevant. Make a video after video about the comments of the previous video. Jack films and S2. That's what I think is actually really interesting. As like a tangent, I thought it was really interesting how like there's a point in content creation where you can like become so big that like just being big is content. You know what I mean? Like, have you guys seen those like YouTube videos of people who are like who host like Discord contests or like, you know, whatever, or like Ludwig who just like hosts tournaments and then like make people like do things and like he'll make a video of it or something. Like, I feel like it's really interesting how like there's a point where you can like just exist and have like have content out of that, you know what I mean? I think that's really interesting. There's definitely some people that I consider kind of talentless, but then, you know, like they subsist by just like making their... Okay, actually no, what I should say is that like I feel like there's definitely some streamers or like some personalities online that are like extremely boring in my opinion, but they get carried from like just being like someone with a big number on the internet, you know? Fuck. PewDiePie can literally upload anything at 1 million views. I mean, I feel like that's different. He did like work pretty hard at the start and whatever. And I don't feel like I don't know, I feel like for all the shit he gets, like he does make some like interesting things, right? Like I feel like he didn't he make a bunch of videos about like who was that guy, Diogenes, right? I feel like that's, you know, like, you know, regardless of like how well he covered it, I feel like it's, you know, pretty cool to expose some zoomers to it. That could be me. The thing is that like I think I can only really do what I do in TF2 because any other company would have like had the energy to like create an email to their legal team telling them to stop me from doing this. I feel like Valve is uniquely like uncaring to just let you do whatever you want, you know? Like I really think if I was like talking about like Call of Duty's code or something, like I would definitely be in the courtroom by now. But like it's only really Valve who has that kind of whatever attitude to it, right? A lot of content creators that make money from flexing how rich they are. Fuck. It could be dangerous. Oh, you mean like to review code of other games? Yeah. They halted the downloads of TF2C and other mods. Well, I've never received any communication from Valve. I think I'm gonna continue hoping that's the case. Imagine if Gabe started live streaming. I feel like I mean, hasn't he kind of done live streams before? Didn't he, Actually, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the problem with Gabe live streaming is that, like, it would be really boring because it would just be, like, people asking him, like, when's Half-Life 3? Or, yeah, that's basically it. Like, people just... I don't know. I feel like Gabe has, like, a lot of things to say, too. But unfortunately, like, people only really want to hear him talk about, like, the next game that's gonna come out or something. Like, I feel like there's a lot of things we can learn from Gabe about, like, you know, like, business and, like, psychology and just, like, so much, you know, he's, like, a very smart guy, but, people only interview him to ask about, like, what are you gonna do, when are they gonna make, like, Artifact 2 or something, you know? I wish there was, like, a guy who was smart enough to, ask, like, the hard questions. That'd be cool to know. Or cool to see. They gotta make Artifact 1 first? No. He really went there. I think it's really interesting that you know, with like Art Attack failing, I have a wild theory about Valve. I feel like it might be possible to say that Valve was never a good game developer in the first place. But hold on, let me change the map first, and I'll justify my insane take. What do we play? Let's just play Frontier. I feel like you can maybe make the case that like Valve was never a good dev because like when you think about it, all Valve has ever made is Half-Life 1 and Ricochet, right? Like CS was a mod. Left 4 Dead was created by was started from what's it called? Turtle Rock, right? And then TF2 was also a mod. Like everything they and like Portal was like a what's it called? What's a high school or like a university project from students at DigiPen, right? Or I forgot what's it called. Maybe it was like DigiPen or like some other like university. They actually haven't really made a game, right? Like they've only made Half-Life and then that was it. They've always been they do the rich thing where they just buy. Where they just buy the successful things, but I don't know if that even means that Valve is like a successful company or like they have like the talent to make good games, right? And I feel like I don't know, I feel like seeing them like mess around with like Underlords or what's it called? Is it called Underlords? Dota Underlords? It feels wrong saying it. It must be something else, like under something. Dota Underwear. With like Underlords and like Alex, it kind of makes me wonder, like, you know, if they just got lucky buying all the right mods, you know? They're good at spotting good ideas and allowing them to be refined. Yeah. Half-Life Alex, though. Half-Life is a game they made, though. It's like the one game they made. I mean, this theory definitely has like a bunch of holes. Like, I'm not gonna come here and I'm not gonna pretend that like I've cracked the code and like I've solved the you know fucking mystery of like Valve's existence. But I don't know. I think it's a funny theory to think about. They're gonna change their mind and they're hiring you. I feel like if I don't know, Valve would never hire me though, because I'm not actually even like that great at coding myself. I just like get the people together to explain things really well. Like I feel like my skill is at like storytelling and like explaining things rather than like coding specifically. But I think like I don't know what they even hire me for. If they actually hired me, I would just like I would just leak. I don't really have a place there. I would just like leak all their shit and then get fired and then leave. What would I even do at Valve? Like I don't know. Like the thing is that like Valve doesn't release much, right? So I would get like so bored there if I even had like a legitimate like place there, you know? Cover this up, assassinate me. Assassinating me is so useless though. There's like billions of other, or like there's like thousands of other people who'd be like more worth executing and like assassinating. I feel like I'm pretty low on the totem pole. I don't really do anything that crazy, right? Like I feel like okay, if Valve was gonna assassinate someone, Tyler McVicker is definitely ahead of me in the line. I can say that for like absolute certainty. And no one can object to that. I'd be a community manager. I wouldn't want to be a community manager. I'd rather just quit and work on YouTube. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I would do it. Maybe I would just like I would stay at Valve just for like. You know what? Okay, you know what I would do if I was actually hired at Valve to be like a community manager? I'd start vlogging. And like interviewing people at Valve, I guess. But it's not like that's gonna happen anytime soon, so yeah. Where's this guy going? Alright. Ah, fuck. If you could change one thing about TF2, what would I do? I don't know, because the thing is that like TF2 isn't plagued by, or TF2 isn't burdened by any like one simple issue. Like TF2 has a problem with like a lot of has a problem with like some very massive complicated problems that like you can't really like fix with one action. If I had to just do one action, then it would probably just be like improve the Wrangler. Or improve the vaccinator. If I had to just like do one thing. And like assuming bots isn't a problem because that's like an easy answer. But yeah, if you're gonna say I could fix like one massive concept in TF2, I guess I would say like I don't know, like team balance, maybe. Like if there's like somehow there's a way to like make every game balanced. Or actually no, I think if I could change like any one thing, no matter how hard it is, I would make Sniper fun to play against. Somehow, I don't know how you would achieve that though. Buff the Wrangler. You have a masterful mind, sir. Where's my team? Fix the game's balance. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. That those kind of questions are hard to answer, to be honest. Yeah, people keep asking them. It's alright. I think for now I can tolerate this. I'm okay with this. It's definitely better than when we used to just have people constantly asking like, oh, how do I join the server? How do you use console commands? Is this casual? What's your favorite class? What class do you main? I think for now I can say I'm okay with how chat is. Maybe in the future I'll try go back to 1 month subscriber chat. But I mean 1 week is okay too. I think it really is just like as long as you're subscribed you can talk for like more than a day, so they can't subscribe instantly if they're like an outsider. It's my favorite console command. There's actually this really cool console command I recently learned about. I think it's called CL. Yeah. Maybe you should try this when you... Actually, I can show you guys later. If you remind me. I never knew that console command existed, but it's very interesting what it does. You've actually never watched one of my videos? How are you subscribed for a week then? Did you subscribe for the streams? Now that's crazy to think about. Now that's what a madman would do. Subscribing for the streams. Did you forget how to enter? Maybe with dementia. In the Discord server, I link in the pinned message. There's instructions there. The one that changes the entities. No, that's ENT Fire. CLP dump does a little. It exposes a bunch of like variables. I think what it does is it prints out all of the like the network variables being tracked, which I didn't know existed. It's very interesting. Yeah, but entity fire is also pretty interesting. Wow, the recap. Wait, what? That's that's where he chose to teleport? I should have fucking punished him. What a cocky bitch. He teleports to his exit. I thought he was at spawns. I didn't try looking for him. What the fuck? Maybe that's what he intended to do. What a fucking godly play. Doesn't work on my local server. You have to, entity fire is a pretty complicated thing. I don't think you should mess with it like that. I mean, you can Google what it does. But it's not something I can very easily explain. It's time to die. Alright, good. I got my revenge. Fuck. You can do CL_P dump pretty easily. Like it's just P dump 1, and that works I think. With SV cheats on.
Demo calling here. I need your help.
Yay, we won. Alright, I'm probably going to... Alright, here's the plan. I'm gonna play a round of defense, and then after that's done, I think I'll stick around to talk a little bit, and then I'm gonna end the stream and do things. I need to finish the next video. Entity fire is sending inputs to every entity with the class name you put. Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's just making it's just commanding entities to do things. Yeah.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Show us the console command. What console command are you talking about?
Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4,
There's actually like a lot of things you can do with entity fire that like CLP thing. It's called P dump. Yeah, but EMT fire does a lot, and I actually don't even like use it as much as I could. Where did the engineer go? Oh, he died. You asked us to remind you? Oh. Yeah, you're right. I could do it after we lose, I guess. I don't think we're gonna win. They just have more players than us, too. Your favorite is Find? Nice. Dude, he's alive. He took 2 pipes and lived. You ever tried playing fighting games? If I didn't play TF2, I would play Smash Melee for sure. But I didn't get into Smash Melee because I didn't want to break my hands. So I didn't, and I played TF2 instead. Recently there was that Nick game that came out. I played it a little bit, but kind of not fun to play right now because they haven't fixed the rollback issues yet. The rollback netcode on Nick is broken, and it's like extremely unplayable. But yeah, I mean Nick is okay. I don't know. They really need to. There's some balancing that needs to improve. Impulse 201. There's like an impulse command that spawns like a barrel, doesn't it? Who's your favorite Smash player? I don't know if I have a favorite, but I really like watching Falco and Falcon players. And like Fox is pretty fun to watch too. Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I'm a character watcher than a player watcher. Like I pretty equally like most of the top players. I just very genuinely dislike Jigglypuff in Melee. That's like about the only thing I really dislike, but I mean most of it is fine. I guess like my favorite player would be like whoever is like the best Falco at the time. Classic floaty hater. Do you hear a lot of companies are starting to develop platform fighters? I mean that's not a lot. Yeah, I only heard about Warner Brothers, but there isn't a second one, is there? I don't think so. Like besides Nickelodeon. No. I started streaming when I was in school. Of course, because I was trying to avoid you.
Demo calling here. I need your help.
I was starting to do it behind the scenes. Nice. I think it's good. The platform fighter genre definitely has like a lot of room to grow. Because it's really just been monopolized by Smash. But there's definitely potential for a lot of different kinds of platform fighters to be made too. What the fuck? Wait, that was an entrance. What the hell? That guy's crazy. That's rough. Oh, there's too many people here. Maybe I should have checked while I was fighting first. It spawns a resupply box in Half-Life too. I see. Alright, did you say that hoping someone would get your reference? I feel like I actually somehow know where that's from, but I feel like most people don't anymore. Dude, actually the other day I was talking to a friend and we started watching like really old Hitler parodies again. Like the one where he's just, like yelling and angry and shit. It was surprisingly fun. Surprisingly still very funny. This piece is true words. Dude, I can hear these lines in my head. The old Hunter Gang parodies, yeah. Dude, there's like a guy who's called like Hitler Ran Parodies or something. That's what his YouTube channel is, and he's still going. I think he like recently published a video too. I think it's crazy, you know, that like these they're still going strong. Maybe Hitler just has like a lot of shit to rant about, you know? You gotta appreciate the commitment. I do. I think I would have given up like a long time ago. I wonder if that guy's set for life, you know? Like, I wonder if there's like a steady stream of like children who like discover his videos and he's getting like passive income from it. Because he's made a shit ton of videos. I mean, they're not really popular with the algorithm though. That probably is the only issue. Oh, I killed the spy. Nice. But I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of tempted to believe he probably doesn't make that much passively. Hard to say, actually. But that would be kind of interesting. A life sustained by fucking decade-old Hitler rant videos. Do you guys have a favorite, I feel like you guys probably wouldn't have one, but do you guys happen to have like a favorite Hitler rant video? Hey, thanks for your dollar, Furry. Seems like he's just doing it for fun. True. Make it past 20k. Dude, I think like the main scene of like Hitler like taking off his glasses and like throwing his pencil, I feel like that scene actually isn't as I feel like the funniest scene is the fucking the random guy who's like in his office trying to tell him something. The the best ones are the guy trying to like inform him of something and Hitler just like pops off. It's like because he's angry at what he's been told. I think that scene has been like consistently like funny. Whereas like the you know the traditional the popular scene has kind of hits and misses. The telephone scene. Walking on me talking about Hitler is the funniest stuff. Dude. You guys probably think I'm like a really vanilla person, but because of like the kind of content I make, but there's like a bunch of stupid shit I could talk about. People just need to prompt me to it. I think you guys don't understand how deep the well of stupidity can go. Maybe it's because, you know, maybe it's the case of like you have to be very smart to say very stupid things. I feel like there's like a bunch of stupid things I could talk about if it ever came to it. After tries to inform Hitler, how do you start informing him about something? Yeah. How long does it take me to make a video? You should check the Trello. Actually, I'll show you. I made this. I think you can find it in like the link of any new video I've made. It might even be on this live stream. Here it is, the tracker. You can click here and you can see like when I moved through different stages. You now actually have like a really concrete answer as to how long I take to do things. But I would like estimate it's like 4 to 5 days of like script writing, and then I just like lock myself in and like edit for like days straight until I finish it. So it's like 4 to 5 days of like script writing, and then like 2 to 3 days of like editing on average for like the shorter ones that I do, like 2 to 3 minute stuff. What I think about Big Chungus? Do you really need to ask me about that? Holy fuck. You know, actually Big Chungus has been out of the mainstream for so long, it's kind of funny now, you know? It's like looping back. It's like how people started making Twitch emotes out of like the really old like Rage comics, and like they're funny again. Do I like granola bars? Dude, I wouldn't mind eating them if they didn't get if it didn't I can't speak. If they didn't fucking explode every time you eat them, dude. Like eating a granola bar is like a liability for like the 20 other people around you. Just like there's no way to contain it. They give you a wrapper, and like when I used to have them, I tried to like you kind of like open them in the middle, right? And then you kind of like open it up so then like the bar pops up through the middle, and then like you kind of try and catch anything that comes out back into like the plastic wrap, but it's like impossible. It always flies everywhere. Like, I wouldn't really mind having them as much if they were, like, less of a fucking, like, environmental hazard. It has, like, fucking AoE splash damage when you eat it. Like, sure, I can get myself, like, okay, I mean, I'm annoyed myself that, you know, my shirt is dirty now and whatever, but, like, I also can't get other people, like, messy, right? It's just annoying. It's not practical to eat. They need to, like, they need to make it so that the wrapper can, like, unfold into, like, a bigger wrapper or something. But I mean, otherwise, I mean, I don't know. Most granola bars are fine with just like a snack, right? Like a biscuit snack. Rage Comics making a comeback was so weird. Dude, that's so funny though. I actually really enjoy that people brought back like the Clueless one. I made a in the community Discord. I made a cat version of it. Not really a cat version. I kind of just painted the original like Clueless face of like gray colors as if it was like the cat, but I think Clueless is so fucking funny, dude. When I see it in Twitch chat, it's fucking hilarious. Dude, what is this shit? Fucking cheater. Chungus is going out of circulation. Yeah, now it's just like ironically funny. Tapping over a bunch over the trash can. What if you drop your granola bar into it? What kind of granola bars people have been eating? Have never had this happen to you ever. This guy is lying. Or you're just like oblivious to the plague of granola bar bits everywhere when you crunch into them. Like it's like a fucking grenade. It's like there's shrapnel everywhere when you crunch into it. Like there's no way you don't have it. Don't throw away food. Yeah, also true. You could. Orion is unironically, personally murdering an African child by getting rid of the crumbs because the crumbs after you eat a granola bar could be used to feed a child, right? So it's almost as if he's like, he has blood on his hands. He's killed a child. He could have fed someone for a day. Are they like scooters or not? Alright, nice. Alright, cool. Thanks for playing Team Fortress with me. And on short notice where I needed to make you guys test a plugin. Or not really test a plugin, but like to, you know, do something. To see the results of. Do we have any interesting questions before I go? Turn off your lights to prevent climate change. Can you guys even see me right now? My lights are so... You can't even see me. How come no one said anything? I guess you guys don't really... I don't know why you guys wouldn't care, but you guys didn't say anything about it. I have my OBS preview off because it has such a big performance impact when you play TF2 with it on. But I'm just like a fucking ghost in the dark. Yeah, you can barely see me. How do you know if I'm even here? What if you know, it's just like a fucking printed out picture of myself? Dane dropping was cool as well. Yeah, I don't know if he actually watches my stream often or something and he just doesn't like say anything. He's watched my TF2 streams before, but I didn't think he ever caught on to my YouTube streams. I mean, either way, you know, Dane's Dane, you know, he should have the freedom to lurk as he wishes, so we shouldn't bother him that much. We can still see your face moving. Yeah, that's just the paper moving. CLP dump? Oh fuck, I forgot. Alright, fine, I'll launch TF2 real quick for it. I would have said that you guys should just see it for yourself, but I kind of did say I would do it. Yeah, but I had fun. This was a pretty good stream. If you're into the community here, I guess you can join Discord. Would you wish the Heavy a happy birthday out of generosity? Is it the Heavy's birthday?
Scout, calling here.
Oh, it's broken on my HUD. Alright, well this is as far as I'm gonna go. Alright, basically like there's like a bunch of like, you know, super scary, spooky like console like coding stuff that shows up when you type it. And I didn't know this existed before, but it like exposes a bunch of information. So I thought that was cool. That's why I said it was like, you know, a cool console command. Alright, that's it. Oh, that's why I was on I was wondering why I was on like the default HUD for a while. Cause before the stream started, I had to like copy in my my usual like TF2 HUD. And then I remembered. I remembered now. No, but would I do it anyways? Dude, honestly, I don't know. If I didn't look like an asshole, I would ban people asking me to say like happy birthday or like well wishes or something. Because it's like at a certain point, like when you get to a certain mass of like stream viewers, it's always gonna be someone's birthday. I can't sit here being like a fucking, you know, like like a second rate like birthday clown, you know, like I sit and like ignore them sometimes so we can move on with the stream, right? It gets really dark out here, and it's so nice not to have to deal with the noise of towns and cities. Dude, actually, that is actually super true. I used to live kind of central in a city, and I didn't really mind it because I was kind of used to it with like the cars and whatever. But like after I moved recently, in like earlier this year, it's actually so much better. It's actually so nice how quiet it is, and yeah, I thought it wouldn't really matter, but like it's actually a pretty big difference. Only takes 50 people in a room before there's a good chance it's someone's birthday. Yeah. Would you wish him a happy birthday even if it wasn't his birthday just to be nice? You're such a bitch, Fiend. Shut the fuck up. If you weren't like a Discord regular, I didn't know you were just saying dumb shit, I would strongly consider telling you to fuck off. Ban people from chat on their birthdays? Dude, hell yeah. You had your birthday 8 days ago? Whatever, dude. Nice. Dude, honestly, like... Alright, this is more sociopathic shit, but I honestly cannot give a shit about, like, someone's birthday. Like, honestly, like, when someone, like, when, like, I don't know, I wouldn't go out of my way to, like, wish anyone's, like, birthdays unless I was, like, absolutely, like, obliged to, you know? Like, if it wasn't, like, in person in, like, a classroom or some shit and I couldn't avoid it, like, I would just, like, deliberately avoid, like, bothering with it. Like, you know, on Facebook or, like, when people set, like, their Discord status that's like, oh, it's my birthday, blah, 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 I just not bother. Like, fuck it, you know? Like, it's, like, just, who cares, man? It happens every year, like, whatever. Honestly, I would say the same, dude. Fuck all the other like fucking like useless dates too, man. Like Valentine's Day, or like Mother's Day, or like Father's Day. Just like, how about you just appreciate your mother or your dad or your significant other every day of the year, you fucking idiots. Like, why? I mean, like, I guess you can kind of say that. Oh, Valentine's Day, you can it's like a special occasion to plan something like extraordinary, like special. But I don't know. It feels like it's so like superficial. Like, just what the fuck? Would you not even call your mother to wish her a happy birthday? If I actually kind of wouldn't. I don't care. Like, cause the thing is that like it's not even that much of an insult to them either. Like they also recognize that it's not that big of a deal either. You know, like who actually cares? Like, what the fuck? Like, actually, it's literally just like. It's like when you're in a hallway and there's a guy behind you and you open the door and you hold the door open for them. Like, people just do it because they're expected to. It's like societal norms. But then like, if you didn't have to, plenty of people wouldn't do it. You know. Like, also, like fucking holding doors open for people. It's like I feel like unless the person behind you was like a fucking grandma or like they were like carrying a bunch of shit or something, like just fucking let them open the door themselves, right? Like what if they're waiting for someone in the hallway, and now like you insistently holding the door open for them. They have to like walk through the door and pretend like you actually help them or something, right? Like I don't know. I feel like it's so it's pretty unnecessary. I mean, unless like the door is really heavy or some shit though. I feel like I could understand that. Like there's some this is like a really specific situation, but like sometimes there's like doors that connect from like an apartment to like a subway, and then it's like a heavy, like a really really heavy metal door or something. Then I can understand that, but I don't know. Following me so closely, I slammed the door in their face. The thing is that like you already opened the door for them. As it's closing, they can just reach their hand out and like catch the door as well. Like, like I don't know, dude. I got shit to do. I want to go home. I'm not here to wait for you to fucking get through the door. You do it for people in town. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna fucking say some shit about that too. I actually would have like a legitimate fear of living in like a small town because I wouldn't want everyone to know me. You know what I mean? Like I feel like small talk is so fucking annoying. Like if everyone I fucking randomly ran into like on the grocery store or like just going to the fucking library or some shit, and I had to stop every fucking second to say hi and like, oh, how's your dog been or some shit. Like I'd fucking move out. I'd rather go back to like I don't know, dude. I'd rather move back to some like super populous city so I wouldn't get recognized. Like I actually really hated too. Like back in Hong Kong when I was like growing up, like I knew some of the neighbors, right? And like if you were like if like early in the morning you're just like going downstairs, like it's like 6 a.m. You just woke up, you're tired as fuck, and you gotta like go to school. Like I would dread accidentally bumping into anyone I know because like you just don't want to talk, right? Like it's so early in the day, you're tired as fuck. Like what do you even talk about? Both of you are like sleep deprived, but then you're both like trying to be polite and like have a conversation. You're coming off as really antisocial. I mean, I don't have to come off that way. I am genuinely antisocial. I don't have any fucking embarrassment admitting that. I fucking hate people. I don't like dealing with them. Like, in most capacities, honestly. How enjoyable was your shit? Help an old lady across the street. No handouts, holy shit. Shouldn't we all hate people? I don't know. Like, I'm just saying that, like, yeah. Like, sometimes I wish it was, like, okay to just be like, hey, we're both, like, tired as fuck. We just woke up at, like, 6 a.m. to go to whatever obligation we have. We can just chill and not say much, it's whatever, right? Honestly, the worst is when, like... Dude, the worst... Okay, maybe you guys can't empathize with this because you're all, like, Americans, right? But, like, in Hong Kong, public transport is really good, right? And, there's only, like, one bus everyone in, like, my apartment complex would use to get home, right? From like the MTR station, or like not MTR, like a subway station. MTR is the name of the subway service in Hong Kong. So everyone would have to take the same bus. And like, it was so fucking awful if I like met someone I knew, because then you'd be stuck there on the bus with them and you have to like talk to them. And like, I just want to fucking like, sleep or like read whatever was on my phone or something, right? Like, what the fuck? I don't want to deal with this shit. You saw me at a grocery store in LA. Are we still going? I'm revealing my antisocial personality to the world. You guys have unlocked the secret path, the secret like conversation path in Fallout where you get to hear about all the shit I don't tell people usually. More content is more content. Oh, I should go though. I should go make my video. My cousin's from a town just like that of Freakin, Nebraska. Is so strange. What do you mean? Like you have a cousin that acts like me? Speaking costume? Dude, alright. I think the stream has outstayed its welcome. Anti-social brigade gang or wouldn't be here at 7 a.m. It's 7 a.m. for you? Are you in Japan? What the fuck is at 7 a.m.? No, it's not. Japan's not 7 a.m., is it? Actually, it might be. Oh, it is. Wait, real Japanese. Knowing everyone at the grocery store? Yeah. Like, I feel like if you... Like, what if you just wanted to, like, buy something that you really shouldn't buy, right? Let's say, like, I don't know, you decided to buy, like, a bunch of chocolate when it's not Halloween. And then, like, now everyone around there is going to be, like, judging you. Be like, hey, why are you... why are you buying so many things? Or, like, whatever. They'll, like, judge what you're buying. And it's just, like, weird, too, right? Like, what if you had to buy, like, fucking, like, contraceptives? Or, you know, like... Whatever you to buy, like, I don't know, like fucking ice cream or some shit, then like all of your neighbors know what you're doing, and it's just weird. You didn't know it's real either? You gotta go feed your chickens? Damn. That's actually kind of interesting that he raises chickens. It was just like that. There's one Walmart that everyone was always at. Yeah, it's. I don't know. I just feel like it's annoying. he's got Asley, dude. Fuck. Yeah, I hope eventually when all the boomers die, then the zoomers can usher in a new generation of not having to be polite for the sake of it. I mean, it's not like if someone actually holds the door for you, you're like, oh my god, this guy loves me. You know, like you don't actually think that like this person really respects you deeply as a person, and for all the values you stand for. It just doesn't mean anything. YouTube updated something, or I changed something, and now you can't even see messages with swears and stuff. It used to only be censored for chat. Oh, I see. They might have like reset my moderation settings or something. I'll have to check. Wish you could send a picture. I mean, you kind of can. If eventually I bully all of you into getting 7TV, we can start using emotes. PogChamp. There's a Gaben emote. I think it's like this, right? And then there's clueless. You can say something stupid. I think humanity will survive for another 3 years. Or you could giga chat. I think all puppies should be killed. You know? It's not working for me. You have to download it. Google what like 7TV is. 7TV. And then you can go on this website. Actually, you can just go here on the Chrome extension. Just download it. Alright. I actually understand what this means too. I've learned so much Japanese from casually being recommended HoloLive streamers on my YouTube recommended. I like to think that if I ever go to Japan, I could maybe communicate in an emergency. Too lazy to do that 10 seconds worth of work. It's alright. I still need to convince more people into using it. I need to like shill it every stream or something until like everyone uses it. Then like we can ham up the memes. There's also this, which like you can like. you can mock people for it. You can mock people for whatever they say. All right, yeah, but it was very fun. Get them to sponsor you. I mean, 7TV already does a lot. They like maintain all the pictures and like set up all the infrastructure and stuff. I don't know if I would want them to pay me for things. Yeah, but stream was fun. Join Discord if you would want to in the live stream description. I gotta go make this video, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next stream. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.